Today we have a special dignitary with us, Dr. Navjot Deol. I welcome her on the behalf of Dayanand Ayurvedic College. She is Assistant Professor in the Department of English, APJ College of Fine Arts, Jalandhar. She has a work experience of 21 years. Ma'am is PhD. She has cleared UGC NET in English and History both. She stood third in MA English and she is also a gold medalist in MA History. She has also done postgraduate diploma in business management and public relations. Her specialization is in communication skills and English language teaching. Ma'am has published many books and so many research papers in different journals, international journals. She has attended many national seminars and UGC sponsored programs. आवाज़ आ रही है पीछे? Now I invite Navjot ma'am to deliver her lecture and share her knowledge and experience with us. Please welcome ma'am. एक लाइट ऑन ये मैम माइक लगा लो. पीछे आवाज आ रही है माइक की? आवाज आ रही है ना? सर्च आगे शिफ्ट हो जाओ ना, यहाँ पे खाली थोड़े यहाँ आ जाओ.
This doesn't work? This works? Okay, alright. You want me to hold this? Clip this on? Why is there so much darkness? Just turn on the lights. Abhi. Just turn on the lights. Just a second. I'll tell you when you need to do this. All right. Good morning, and thank you, Dr. Bino, for introducing me with all my qualifications and experience. I don't know whether this works, but I've clipped it on. So what do you want me to do? Speak on the mic? If I'm audible, that's okay. Then I can move around. You want me to speak in the mic? Let's check for the quality of the mic. It's a very good mic. Okay, all right. So thank you. No, I'll take it if I need it. Thank you so much for introducing me so beautifully and increasing the expectations of the students. And I don't know what you have been told as far as this lecture is concerned. So I see a lot of expectant faces, a lot of, curiosity on what this resource person is going to do. So I had the good fortune to address a group like yours last year, and I was fortunate enough to get a good response. So please remember that this lecture or interaction, I would like to call it an interaction, because otherwise learning in India is very passive. Somebody speaks and the students listen. So that is not the kind of interaction I want for today. I want you people to participate. There is no judging. There should be no inhibitions. कि हमारी English अच्छी नहीं है, but I would still want you people to speak English, okay? So this is not a class, this is interaction, this is a learning thing, and I hope I'll be able to give you as much as possible from my experience as a teacher who has not just been teaching communication skills. I've also authored books on communication skills. And another thing is that I've been heading the literary team for so many years, preparing compeers and generally doing a lot of grooming programs for the students on an informal basis. So I would just want you to learn enough to gain confidence in life. Our confidence is hampered when we are not sure. The doubts in our mind are bound to make us very hesitant. We will not be able to put our best foot forward, and mind you, all 40-50 of you who are sitting here, all of you have the ability, okay, there is an inherent ability, obviously. Some people speak more, some speak less, but there are certain things that all of us, if we practice, we become better at communicating. One, better communication means better efficiency as in all capacities, your professional, your personal. And this happens when you have the knowledge. Once you have the knowledge, then you practice. Otherwise, you can't practice in a vacuum. If I didn't know something, I can't obviously start practicing something that I don't know. So awareness is the first step towards doing something better in a better way, and then creating a better impression of ourselves, a lingering impression, so that people remember you. And tomorrow when you are Ayurvedic doctors, you'll be interacting with so many people. So there are certain things that I would want you to be aware of. Okay? Is that a good? Okay? Oh yeah, all right. I like that response because it's going to keep you engaged. If you go into that slumber mode, then it's going to be very difficult, because then you won't remember half the things that I told you. This is let me tell you, this is basically life skills. I don't even call it, you have soft skills, critical thinking, empathy, and whatever, good conduct and all those kind of headings. But basically, it's about learning what is going to help us to become more confident. Okay? So step one. The most important step is that we have to understand the communication process. The communication process is not what you do just in books, where they're telling you there is a speaker, there's a listener, there is this, there is a response. That is fine. But what is communication all about? Communication is all about creating a very positive impression. Okay, if you create, and when do you start communicating? Do you start communicating when you open your mouth? Or do you start communicating before that? What is your take on it? Anybody has a clue? You could just raise your hand and speak. What is communication? How do you communicate? How do human beings communicate? Any, when we say what is communication, we're talking about, is it the words which matter, or is it something else? What's your take on it? Anyone? You have to just keep participating. It's for your own understanding, your own involvement. Your involvement will ensure better outcome.
Ma'am, we have to think before we speak.
All right. So the focus is on thinking. Supposing one, let's create a situation. I'm a patient, okay? And this is your clinic. I'm a patient. You're sitting on the table, on the chair, with the table in front. I enter. When does communication start?
We have to relate with the person.
All right, that's one. Hanji, give me more tips. practically visualize. You're sitting there, yes.
By looking at the gestures of the patient.
Looking at the gestures, general gestures. Okay, so the thing is that we think that just what we say is more important. No, everything, that means right from the point the patient is going to enter, you're going to start communicating. And how do you communicate? Human beings communicate through their, their body language. If there's somebody who's stiff, बहुत ही औखा बंदा है, he doesn't even have to say anything, you can just read it. Something will go different in his eyes, something will go different with his facial muscles, something will put you off. This, and you become better readers of this when you know the person, but you don't realize that even when we meet strangers, right away, the person is communicating. Right away. You just sitting there and you're communicating. So when somebody enters, if you have that nice friendly expression on your face, the trust part starts building up. It's a question of building trust. Okay? And then comes a time when you are like, what is the problem? Then the most important thing, whenever we do any communication, they say there are 4 skills. In communication skills, communication is basically the transfer of information, anything that goes from one person to the other, anything, any thought, any idea, any emotion. If I make an angry face, then I'm communicating my anger. It's through my facial expressions. Okay? So we have, in bookish language, we have verbal communication, we have non-verbal communication. Okay? Verbal is when we use words, and when we use words, we don't have to speak words. They could be written words. That says VIP, words, press, words. And mind you, when it comes to communication, we are using the language all the time. Don't think you're using the language only when you speak. How many of you belong to Jalandhar? How many of you like going on a gadi to Model Town? None. Nobody. Only one person. The gadi route. Oh, good. Honest students. Yeah, good. So people like going on a gadi. Okay? So when you think of going on a gadi and you just think, okay, I want to go to the quicker, so you're actually speaking the language or thinking the thought also in a language. Hanji. No, you don't even have to move the slides. Don't bother. I don't want anything to move. I just want you people to orient towards the thought. What is communication? Because it's very important that you understand. Only then can we build up on the soft skills. That comes the later stage. They're just jumping. So I said listening is the trickiest. And when is listening the trickiest? I'll tell you. I'll just explain the whole concept. So, Kali ni pani, okay? Let the students orient. First, you've got to understand the language part. The language part is that we are even thinking in a language. One of you is saying, boring sa lag raha hai. So, aapke man mein lag raha hai, boring sa lag raha hai. So, you're using the word boring in your head. So, the language is integral to our life. We are thinking in our mother tongue. We are thinking in English. If you think in English, then thoughts will come in English. But if you're thinking you want to eat cake, that cake word is echoing in your head. I want to eat cake, right? I want to eat pastry. So the pastry word is there. Okay? So in communication, what happens is one person speaks like I'm speaking. So what are you doing? Listening. If I write something, then what are you doing? You're reading. So when somebody does something, the person is active. So teacher's job is easy that way. I'm a teacher myself. They speak, they write, and the student's part is very difficult. They have to listen. And the listen is such a complicated, the toughest task. It says that's the trickiest, that's the toughest. Why? Because our mind wanders. एक सेकंड के लिए आप यहाँ बैठे हो चेयर पे, ये रेड चेयर पे in this seminar hall, and then your mind is there in model town. The minute I said model town, तो निक बेकर तो वहाँ टूर पे चला गया आपका mind. And then you got to drag it back and you come back to the classroom when the teachers are teaching. So listening becomes very difficult, and that is the most important task as a doctor. So whatever we are going to do is going to be like you're the future doctors, and people are going to come to you with their problems. So confidence building, not only being confident. When we say confident, we don't mean we don't mean arrogance. We just mean that quiet confidence, and the confidence that you inspire in the other person. You do it when you listen to the person. How do you listen? Who listens with the ears only? Do you listen? What do you listen with?
We listen with ears and mind.
Good. That's brilliant. Your mind has to be focused. If your mind wanders when the person is talking to you, then it's not going to yield good results. You have to be focused. So what are you going to do? Hanji, how do you listen with your ears and your mind? How will you convey to the other person कि हाँ मैं सुन रही हूँ अच्छे से?
Eye contact.
Very good. Positive gestures. And it's very important that the person feels that affirmation. हाँ जी ठीक है. You know, with doctors, being doctors, the most important, the healing, you're supposed to heal, not just prescribe medicines. The healing happens when we feel the person is agreeing. Somebody goes, hi, इत्थे दर्द होता है, किद्दां हो सकता है ही नहीं. And you go like this, चंगा भला आता है. So then you don't inspire confidence. So one very important thing is we maintain eye contact. That's something that people don't do. And before that portion comes, there's going to be your classrooms that you'll be handling in the coming years. Then you're going to appear for interviews in hospitals, in different places. Again, you enter the interview hall or wherever they're conducting the interview, and the person is judging you right away. And you don't maintain eye contact, you don't have that nice smile, and you don't know what to do with your hands, arms, and legs. And you don't know whether you should be crossing your legs, you should be sitting with the legs, spread out like that, or where should you put your hands? Because normally we think all these things will fall into place. But when you're in an awkward situation, you don't know what to do with your hands. Should we put them on the leg? Should we do what? Should we sit thoda ja agge nu hoke? Should we, be a little bit more comfortable? Then we feel so confused, right? So it's very important that we understand the mechanism of presenting ourselves really well. When I say what is the difference between hearing and listening? Hearing and listening, here we are always hearing something or the other because with God's grace we have ears with which we can hear. But listening is a tough task because it comes with practice. So whenever, and it's because the mind wanders. So once you start listening, you become more empathetic. And then you start applying. You've got to learn to practice zoning out your personal thoughts, your personal whatever, and then give your best to the patient. When you are doing that every time, like you're giving your best in the classrooms, you're going for an interview again, you're focused, try to understand what the person is saying, and then you do, then you give answers and all, you make eye contact, you leave behind an impression of being a very confident person. All right, that's point one. So the listening, and then there are things that are not being said. Sometimes we don't just, it's not what we are saying. अब बोलो पापा मेरे को गोवा जाना है फ्रेंड्स के साथ, and the answer you get is ठीक है, or you just have and that's a no, even if it's a yes, it's a no. So when did saying things mean the same thing? Isn't it? We know if we get that permission, it was actually a no. Okay? So what is being said and in patience also, you have to keep judging what is the person saying. What is he, and these are different people coming into your clinic, so you're just going to have little time. Supposing you're the busiest doctor in the city, you'll just have 5 minutes. And it stays, and remember, when you're interacting with somebody for a very short duration, whatever you say is going to stay with the other person for the rest of her life. With people with whom we live every day, we cannot retain so much. But if you meet a person for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever she says is going to stay there forever. So dwell listening, and that is a skill, and skill is something that we are not born with. When somebody says communication skills, what's a skill? Anybody? What's a skill?
Which we develop in our life.
I've given you quite a lot of clues. What is skilled labor? Anybody's ever handled any renovation work or got any work done in the house? No. There are these labor chante dihadiye who are standing there, and then you have a carpenter, and then you have a proper mason, and then you have somebody who does embroidery. This is skilled labor. What is skill?
Experience.
It comes with experience, okay? One.
Mastery in a field.
Yeah, good. Who said that? Yeah, good. Mastery of something. And before you master something, what is it that you need to know? The art and technique of doing something. Okay? The art and technique of doing something, and that is what somebody will guide you. That is why you need teachers. They're going to tell you how you're supposed to do it, then you practice, and then you become better. So today I'm going to help you develop a few skills. One is, how do you introduce yourself? With the Indian students, it's been a major issue. They just don't know how to introduce themselves. Okay, let's, I'll just have to request the students in the last row to stand up and just introduce themselves. Yeah, good. Good. Get up. Loudly.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Surbhi and I hail from Suva.
And I?
Hail from Suva.
You hail from the Sua. What else? Supposing this is your classroom, right? And you say you hail from the Sua. Okay, that's it? Are you done? Want to say anything else? Oh, that's good enough. Sit. So she says she's Surbhi. Her name is Surbhi. That's perfect. English is good. I hail from the Sua. But do these things, just knowing she hails from the Sua, mean anything to people like us who are in Jalandhar and not in America or something? Will it help us to know her better? No. But if somebody gets up and says, I am Chingho and I am from China, so then that will make some sense to us, right? Because we are Indians. When somebody says China, so we're thinking of so many things related to China. We're thinking about people eating all kind of things. We are thinking about Corona. We are thinking about, a country which is communist. We are thinking about lots of things. But somebody is saying, I'm from the Sua. Does it ring a bell? Does it do anything? No, it doesn't. Hanji. So with that thought, the second student, see how you're all going to, by the time the last student's turn comes, the way they're introducing themselves is going to change. Next.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Dipanshi and I belong from Pathankot. And
That's your choice. You have to decide. This is your class. This is the first day. Normally what we have is we have introductions. Yes, first day is introduction round. And all the students are doing are just telling these kind of things. I'm from there, I'm from there, I'm from this school. That's it.
I
Says,
spend my time by reading books and painting and with friends. And I really like to play badminton.
okay. All right, sit. So we learn a little bit more about her now. Okay, so we know that she likes to, one, play badminton. How many of you play badminton? Raise hands higher. There is no bar on not raising your hand. Okay, see, so many of them. And now you know who you can play with. Because you know how many people know how to play badminton. Okay, and you like to paint?
Yes,
Or draw?
painting.
Is there a difference between drawing and painting?
Yes.
Yes, there is. Okay. How many of you like to paint? Fewer hands. Okay. All right. So, could you elaborate and say what kind of paintings you do? What kind of painting?
Paintings.
Acrylic paintings. Okay. So we know something more. And out of the ones who wanted to do painting or who do painting, do you do acrylic painting or you do some other painting? Hanji, sketch painting? Who was it who said they like painting? Okay, what kind of painting?
I like to do painting on fabrics.
Okay, so she's into fabric painting and she's into acrylic painting, and both of you like to do painting. So now you know who to talk to about painting. See, it's going to help you build that network, because these people are going to gravitate towards you automatically. So you're going to listen. If you want to share something which is so important, one, you are then able to establish your identity, one, and two is then there are more things about you that people know and they can talk about those things with you. Okay? That is, you don't know anybody in the classroom at all. And how many of you know each other now? How long have the classes been going on? How many of you are now friends with other people that you did not know before? Okay, raise your hands higher. Okay. Friends with other people. Okay, done. How many of you are friends with more than 5 people? More than 5 people. All right. How many of you already have best friends in the pipeline? मिल गया मुझे मेरा अपना सगा दोस्त. See, not yet. Not yet, it's too soon, isn't it? So this kind of interactions will help to, get a better response in the future. You're going to be together for how long? 4 years? 5 years. That's a lifetime. Hanji, your introduction?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Myself Nishtha. I am from Ludhiana. I like to listen music. Music really makes me feel calm. I like soft music.
Okay, all right. All right. Next. Let's see.
Good evening, ma'am. It's in physics.
Is it evening yet?
Good afternoon, ma'am. It's Inquisitive Ishita from Mohali. I like to paint and craft, and also I believe in music therapy.
All right. So you wanted to listen. In Solis, you'll have to. I'm from the English field. Okay. So I automatically, and I'm in a position, and you should never do it. Okay. Remember that. You should never do it. When you're interacting with somebody and the person speaks wrong English, do not correct a person. Other person speaks Hindi wrong, do not correct the person. It's impolite. It's rude. You also need to know what is rude. So you'll have to excuse me because I'm in the capacity of a teacher. The teacher is allowed to correct. Because I don't want many more of you using wrong expressions. So please learn, the ones who don't. No, never use myself for introductions. Because it's a reflexive pronoun. We don't use myself for introduction. It's always my name is. You say my name is, and I am a BAMS student or Ayurvedic student or whatever you call your degree, right? So, but you are not your name. I'm not my name. I can't say I am Navjot. If I want to be grammatically correct also, and I want to be absolutely bang on as far as introducing myself is concerned, then I have to say my name is Navjot Deol. It's my name. I am not my name. I am a teacher. I am a mother. I am a, I could say hundreds of things. I'm a good cook, if I can call myself that. And I like this. So I comes with this, but myself is not to be used, especially for introductions. I can say that I will do this myself. I will clean my room myself, but not for introductions. Indians are making this big mistake. And another thing, you always listen to music. You don't listen music. You always listen to music. Okay? So all the ones who are listening to music are supposed to remember they're listening to music. You can't make a preposition disappear like that. You know what is preposition in English? Yes. What is it?
Words which indicate direction or places.
Yeah, it's like a preposition. It's like supposing you see this lid and it's lying on this. Lying on this. On the lectern. This is called a lectern or dais or whatever you call it. So this is a lid, takkan, bottle da takkan, and it's lying where? On the dais. Do we ever say it in Hindi? ढक्कन डाइस पड़ा है. जब कोई बोलता है ढक्कन डाइस पड़ा है तो हमें पता लगता है नहीं गलत है. If we use wrong preposition, then also, so then prepositions are dicey. You have to keep practicing. We keep teaching all kind of simple little things, and just because we want to improve as we go along. Like, in India they are like, "Hi, uski aaj marriage anniversary hai." Yes, happy marriage anniversary. Marriage anniversary तो होती नहीं. सिर्फ wedding anniversary होती है, because wedding indicates the ritual, and marriage is what takes place after the ritual, and it's an ongoing thing. Nobody says, "Hanji, hello, life anniversary, life day, happy life day," because we were born on a particular day, and that is a birthday, and you have birthday every year. But we are living every day. We don't have anniversary of something which is an ongoing thing. Okay? You have to remember these kind of wrong expressions. For that, I would say, teachers are also here, it's a good idea to Google for wrong expressions used by Indians in English. That will be really good. Unless your USP is like you're really famous like Kapil Sharma, and Kapil Sharma is very open about the fact that Angrezi nahi aandi, and he makes a living out of it. But for ordinary people like us, we use wrong English and wrong expressions. It's not very nice, है ना? The other people think like anda janda ta kuch nahi. Huh? So we don't want that to happen. So introductions, now I want you people, the ones from the third row onwards, you get up, you tell something about yourself, as in where you're from and what have been your achievements and what is your area of interest. Nobody wants to know, and what kind of family background you come from. Nobody wants to know, okay, my dad is this, my mother is this, unless it defines you or is in some way going to improve, create some perception about you. Okay? Then you have to. Or I come from a big joint family, that kind of things help to place the person in the right perspective. And then you say, these are my achievements, or these are my areas of interest, or you say, I have one competition. Is there some technical issue with this? Yeah? Okay. So, what have been your achievements? If there have been any, or what is your area of interest? So, you're giving something more. Okay? And let's see whether you connect better with it. Third row from the back. Hanji, on the side. My right side.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Myself, Tracy.
फिर myself तो कहना ही नहीं, यही तो दस्या है. हाँ.
My name is
That's what I said. You're not supposed to use myself to introduce yourself. Okay? My name is. Yeah.
My name is Tracy, and I am from Firozpur, Punjab.
I'm from the Firozpur. I'm from Firozpur.
I am from Firozpur, Punjab. I didn't have much family members in my family.
Okay.
We are 4 members in the family: mom, dad, and my younger sister. My age of-
Talk about your own personal areas of interest or achievement. Like whenever a resource person comes, you always have the teachers or whoever is given the introduction just talking about the achievements and areas of interest. Basically, because this is a professional, the things that will be of interest to you. What kind of teaching experience I come with, what are my educational qualifications? Why should you want to listen to me? Basically, it's about that. And when you say this person's got these many years of experience, then it's like, okay, maybe that experience has taught her something or given her something that she can share with us. Do you get it? Samajh lagi? Haan, bolo.
My areas of interest, I like dancing.
Okay.
I have
Give more specific information. Dancing is like, ब्याह ते भी लोग की नचदे है ना घोड़ी दे नाल. And then somebody is a trained Kathak dancer. So somebody says, I'm a trained Kathak dancer. You're going to look at the person very differently from somebody says, I like to dance. You can just put on music in your bedroom and just dance. So you have to define. Become more specific, okay? I hope everybody is already planning कि मैं की कहना है. I hope they are doing that. How many of you feeling excited about giving your introduction? Raise your hands. Good. More hands. आले दुआले देख के है ना कि अच्छा. How many of you are feeling excited about giving your introductions in this row? Or feeling anxious कि हाय मेरी बारी आने लगी है.
Quite anxious, quite excited.
Quite excited, quite anxious. हाँ जी. हाँ जी.
I like dancing just as a hobby.
Okay.
I never planned any profession further. I have a hobby of dancing and painting. Or I just paint in free time. And I have some of the interest in the games also. As I play basketball, badminton.
All right. So, okay, don't underplay your achievements also. It's like somebody saying, I just earn 5 crores per assignment. Just. Why should we underplay? We are what we are. And why should we make it sound like just? I just. मतलब कासे कम दी गल नहीं है ना? Should have confidence. I play badminton. I like dancing as a hobby. Speak confidently, because then it's going to be your turn to come here and speak on the mic also. Hanji. How many of you are excited about speaking on the mic? Is it because your teachers are sitting here? Is it? Is that a discouragement? How many of you think you can do a good job by coming and speaking on the mic? Very good. Hanji, raise your hands. I want your confidence level to start increasing. Good. Alright. Let's just finish with this row. Bolo.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Manpreet Kaur. I belong from Fagwara, which is located in Punjab. I live in joint family. I like to reading motivational books.
Okay. I like reading motivational books. By whom?
Book name
Name? Author name.
Stephen
Huh?
Stephen Hawking.
Okay, that's good. Does he write inspirational books? Stephen Hawking? What did Stephen Hawking write? Sit. Scientific books. That's not inspirational. Maybe you've forgotten the name of the writer, right? Maybe. Okay. How many of you are excited about coming in, giving the introductions here? Raise your hands. Last group of students who were excited about speaking on the mic. I like this girl for being consistent. You know, she's consistently okay. I'm in. 2, 2 ही रह गए हूँ. हद होगी. There were 5 hands that had gone up. I had counted, and now only 2 are left because now it's looking eminent. Remember, everybody is capable of coming and speaking on the mic. Okay? How about we start with the one in the middle? पहले आपकी बारी आओ. उधर से आओ. Okay. There's something else I'm going to teach you as well. A round of applause for her to help her build her confidence. Okay, you can come to the side and speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Akriti. I am from Dinanagar. I like to sing music or
Sing songs.
sing songs. Okay,
Do you sing well?
not well.
Yeah.
Yeah, क्या और
In the mic.
song गाना है.
नहीं, आप बताने लगे थे ना. माइक को नहीं पकड़ना, कहीं नहीं भागता. छोड़ दो माइक को. हाँ. Please listen to her.
I want to become a doctor. Obviously.
I like that. All right. Then?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have one brother. He is also a BMS student.
Look how slowly and gradually the confidence will start increasing. I keep her here for 5 minutes. She'll be talking like me. Yeah? Bolo agge? हाँ, दसो.
My father is a policeman.
Okay. We'll clap for her afterwards. Let her finish. Let her get her thoughts together. Hanji.
I want to become a proud daughter.
Or you want to make your parents proud
To become a doctor.
and make your parents proud.
Yes.
No. How many of you want to make your parents proud? How many of you don't want to make your parents proud? It's like that game, है ना? तोता उड़, चिड़ी उड़, हाथी उड़, है ना? चलो, हाँ जी, let's get back. Just keep focusing because you know I'm going to wind up in 2 hours. More fun will come if we settle down for that duration. Hanji, are you done?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Are you speaking on the mic for the first time? You have spoken before. What
Yes.
did you say?
Yes, एक speech हुई थी.
अच्छा.
School time.
Okay, all right. I want you to become more confident now that you've achieved this in front of such, senior teachers. You've come, you've been able to speak, and to be able to speak impromptu is also something which is remarkable. It's not something that everybody can achieve. Now it's your turn. The one who is excited about coming here. Shh. You just have to move forward. Yeah. Speak. Look at them and speak.
Good afternoon. My name is Jessica Kaur. I hail from a joint family. I usually like to listen to and sing devotional songs. I do vegan cooking in my free time, and I do volunteering related to reading campaigns to enhance my skills. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. What did you say? Jessica. She's got a very contemporary name, huh? What do you do? Kirtan?
Yes.
Yeah? You want to listen to one line? Yes. Yeah. They want to listen to your voice.
Okay.
Chup karke, acha?
Let me decide.
Yeah, of course. One little stanza. Okay.
Just a moment.
Let her decide on what she wants to sing for us. Just 2 lines are good.
मन की कटिया मैल साध संग उठिया मन की कटिया मैल साध संग उठिया आवे साहिब चित तेरे भगता डिठिया आवे साहिब चित तेरे भगता डिठिया.
That's wonderful, beautiful voice. Yeah? You know, now the teachers know who to call in case you need somebody to, sing as some bhajan, some kirtan before you start a program. Sounds beautiful. Okay, now I want you to pay attention to something which is very common, and I want to teach you how to handle that. That is called, it starts with whenever you have to do a stage performance, what happens? You become nervous. Everybody is nervous, and they say you get something in your stomach, and it starts with B. Butterflies. Butterflies in the stomach and nervousness. And what happens to your hands? Shaking. Is there a difference between shaking and shivering? There is a difference. You shiver, the whole body shivers. And hands shake, just the tremors in the hands. So what do you do? What do you do to control those? And those legs that don't even feel like they can carry your weight as you walk down. Yeah? Yes? So what do? You have to, now it's a mind game. It's a mind game. You have to think, nothing is, do a self-talk. That's what we do all the time. We are always talking to ourselves. We talk to ourselves more than we talk to anyone else in the world. 24 hours, 8 hours you sleep, and the remaining time we are talking to ourselves. We're constantly talking. क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. उठ के बोलूँ, ना बोलूँ. बोलूँगी तो ये हंसेंगे. कहीं गलत बोला गया तो फिर ज़्यादा हंसेंगे. उसके बाद मेरे को बड़ा अनकम्फर्टेबल लगना है. इससे अच्छा उठती नहीं उठ जाती हूँ. कोई बात नहीं. We are always talking to ourselves. And when I was a school student, in our moral science book, I can never forget, they said there is a devil sitting on one shoulder, and there was a picture in that moral science book which kind of stayed with me. It was a sketch of a little girl, and there was this devil, blackish thing, demon thing, ऐसे करके उसके वो horns बनाए हुए, उसके spear सी पकड़ी हुई, और दूसरी तरफ एक fairy सी with the wings and all. And they said she's whispering nice things into the ear, and the devil is saying wicked things. So now you have to decide whether you want to listen to the devil or the fairy. And that's going to be our decision for always. Har dam there is a devil. कोई लोड़ नहीं है टीचर दी या फालतू जी लेक्चर सुनन दी. ये तो असी आपे पढ़ लेना बुक च लिखे ये की खास गल है. And there's another one, नहीं ध्यान दे लेने. Maybe we'll be able to understand more. So it depends on who you practice listening to. जे शैतान दी गल ही सुनोगे हौली हौली. It's very important, even in every affair of life. Remember that. I told you this today. My experience, my life experience is from that point of time when I listened to thought that this is how, it works. It's always, you always have a choice to either listen to the fairy or the devil. And you have to develop that balance, okay? Of listening more to the fairy, okay? Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. So you're listening to the fairy at least 99% times, or maybe 99.9% times, so it's okay. If 0.1% time you end up listening to the devil, that's okay. We are humans at the end of the day. But then you should be prepared for what happens when you listen to the devil. Because the devil is going to give you a kind of, it's like he belongs to the tourism department. And they give a very nice picture. And it's only when you reach that place that you realize it's not so happening. It's like capturing nice things with the drone camera. And then you reach there and you realize it's just not happening. So just remember that. 1. 2 is when you walk down, you start doing positive self-talk. Pehla he start doing positive self-talk. Just calm down. Breathe. Not that there's breathing. Learn to breathe because that will calm you down because then you will be breathing in more oxygen. And this is a trick for you, something for you to do forever. Whenever you feel, nobody teaches you unless you go for some meditation, something, nobody teaches you how to calm down. Always act when you are calm, in a calm state of mind. Do not act when you are agitated. Never do anything when you're agitated. So when you have to go face a mic, you have to go face a viva. Do you have a viva in your, yeah. Jitterbugs, anxiety, teacher kya puchegi, 100 में से वही question पूछेगी जो मुझे नहीं आता पक्का ऐसे. So giving it so much energy. They say thoughts, energy goes where thought flows. जहाँ सोचोगे energy उधर जाएगी. This is how it is. So 1, give yourself positive energy, and for that everybody says breathing karo, and the person thinks ki Baba Ramdev ka karo, ja kya karo, ja koi meditation karo. No. Or everybody can do breathing, and the point is you need to have carbon dioxide. Your teachers, science teachers are much better at telling you we need to have low levels of carbon dioxide inside and we need high levels of oxygen. And for that, what you have to do is you have to breathe in. All of you breathe in, sit straight, Pehla. A lot of people start having lumbar problems and all kind of health issues. Sit straight, back straight, all of you. See, you're looking taller already. As it is, slowly and gradually as we grow older, our height also decreases because the bone density decreases. So learn to sit straight, so there's a back muscle stay firm. Then you breathe in. All of you breathe in and hold. Okay, hold. And then when you breathe out, you put your hand in the front and then breathe on it as if, garam ho gaya, to inu thanda karna. Breathe. Keep going slow. Breathe. And focus on the hand. After you're done, lower your hand, breathe in again. Harva hathutte leke aao. Do it. I want all of you to do it 5 times. I'm watching you. Only when you're breathing out, you have the hand in front. And don't breathe out without the hand in the front. Thanda karo inu hath nu. That's how you're supposed to do it. Hold it for 5 seconds and breathe out. What we are doing is, you've not done it 5 times. Okay, 1. I'm going to count to 5. Adda nahi chhadna. You have to do it slowly. Jidda, slowly enough. I'm glad I have this paper. So this moves. Or better still, you hold it like this. Then you see. No, you hold a longer piece. And then you see. When you breathe on it, it moves. Like this. है करके है नहीं it's not going to help. You have to go really slow. And remember, this is a technique taught by a doctor. The carbon dioxide level has to be 50, less than 50, but it goes up because we are not breathing right. And there was somebody who did some, I attended a class with related to Reiki, and they said what happens is normally whenever you see a small little baby breathing and the stomach goes up and goes down. How many of you know this? Stomach goes up, that's the right way to breathe. And no, slowly and gradually as we grow older, we start breathing upro bas. And we don't even realize that we are not doing that deep breathing where our stomach is also supposed to swell up, go in, swell up, go in. We don't do it. Are you aware of this? That we are not doing it with the stomach. So here, you try doing it. And this is a very good strategy to calm down. One, to practice before breakfast, lunch and dinner, because that's when you have your empty stomach. You can't do a nice breathing exercise. You call it exercise, but this exercise is for your mind because you're not breathing right. We see when we become agitated, exams hote hain, kitna stress ho jata hai, you're not even breathing. And you take a deep breath. And anybody who's agitated, we like, saans lo, अच्छे से saans lo, lamba saans lo. Don't we do that? All the time. So what is this? So why don't we just do it every day before we have our meals? Even if jab yaad aa jaye karo, I would say. But do it like this. So let's do it together one last time. And I always keep asking my daughter, she's a final year MBBS student, that you need to do this all the time to stay calm before the exams. You do it like for 4-5 minutes, breathe and focus. This is just to distract your mind. So you're then looking at your hand and then breathing on it. So your focus is this physical thing. Do. And for the teachers, please ask your students to do it for 5 minutes. It will improve their concentration. So there's more oxygen, so do it. 1. ऐदा नहीं करना. हाँ जी, you got it. I was looking at you, and that is why I said, because you had your mouth like very wide apart. It has to be not सीटियाँ बढ़ानी, no whistling. It has to be. It's like that story that you might have been taught, 3 little pigs and a wolf. Anybody's heard the story about 3 little pigs? The 3 little pigs, there were these 3 pigs who wanted to build a house. So the first one built a house of straw. And the second one built a house of wood. The third one made a brick house. And there was this wolf who wanted to eat them. And so he goes, and the pig hides in his straw hut. Okay, so the wolf comes and he huffs and he huffs and he puffs and he blows the little hut away. So you have this little image of the wolf, blowing really hard. उसकी सारी वो हट की फोटो होती है कि वो सारे straws खिल्लर गए. And then he goes and runs and seeks refuge with his second brother, and uska wood ka hota hai. Again the wolf comes and he huffs and he puffs and he blows it apart. And finally it's the brick house, and where these 3 pigs go and hide, and the wolf cannot, he huffed and puffed and he could not blow that house away, and so they were saved. And the wolf climbed down the chimney and fell into this cauldron where he got burnt. And there also has to be one line which is there in all fairy tales. What's the catch line? It has to be there, otherwise it's not a fairy tale. And they lived, ma'am gets 100 on 100, and they lived happily ever after. I hope we also all live happily ever after. We learn all the things that we are supposed to learn. And so remember breathing, right? That will help to calm down your nerves before your interviews and all. Obviously, you don't have to show everyone. Once you start practicing it quite a bit, you can also do it outside somewhere for that duration, but at home, so that you are not then focusing on other things. What happens is, how many of you do Part Puja? Quite a bit. That's a big number. That's almost 60% students. Have you noticed the ones who do the Part Puja that when you're doing it, your mind starts wandering? कोई book लेके कौन करता है? गुटका या कुछ yeah. So you're doing it, and such an automatic thing after a little while, and you're doing it, and your mind has started wandering. कहते हैं ना मन चंचल होता है ना? Starts wandering. Then you got to bring it back. So this will make you focus. Focus needs mind and concentration. So one is that you focus, concentrate, do a deep breathing to calm down. You have to believe it's calming you down. With every breath, it's your mind is becoming calm. Start practicing that, then it will come automatically. Trust me. And then when you walk confidently. Do not keep, pulling down your clothes, because these are nervous tics. You know what are nervous tics? There's people who do certain things and they don't even realize they are doing it because they are nervous. And it gives them away. बंदे को देख के पता लग जाता है. Or shaky hands. What do you do with about shaky hands? Supposing you've got to come here, you put them down calmly and not have this kind of posture. There are tall boys who, we say, Aajo mic pe bolo, and they're like, they stand like this. No, you just stand straight, 2 feet a little apart, because the tendency is otherwise you tend to rock. जब आप nervous होते हो ना, you start rocking. You don't even realize. I'm going close to the mic, I'm going away from the mic. I'm going close to the mic, I'm moving backwards, I'm moving forward. So what is happening? The voice starts. Nobody will tell you. They'll just keep looking at you like that. So never do that thing which is distracting. Whenever you are a speaker, I'm looking at the future possibility of you being speakers, giving presentations, doing something as students, doing research papers. So it's very important that you understand that anything, supposing I have my hair bothering me because I left them open and it's hot, the weather is changing, right? So I do this and I do it like this. And I do it like this and I do it like this. Then after that, every 2 minutes I'm doing like this and I'm doing like this. And I'm doing like this. So it will start distracting you. And then that would be a nervous gesture because I'm doing it too much. And it's also going to distract you from what I'm trying to say. And whenever you come here, you should never be in a hurry to, this is not have a verbal diarrhea. Jaldi se aake, my name is Karan, I hail from that place, and then don't do that. Just talk शांति से. किसी को नहीं पता. You have to believe किसी को कुछ नहीं पता. अब इसके बाद आप 3 जने आके करोगे. How many of you would want to do that after learning what is supposed to be done? So you walk nicely and calmly, adjust your clothes right there itself. Watch your step, because nothing is more unpleasant than stumbling. It will erode your confidence. Walk here. Keep your face, your mouth away from the mic because it's very sensitive. And then never try to hold it. वो भाग नहीं जाना. Don't hold it. Keep your hands very calm like this. For a second, look at your friends. And then start speaking and visualizing you sitting in your drawing room. It's your drawing room. It's your territory. I don't have to do all this kind of thing for myself because this is what we do for a living. So it's like if I've been teaching, actually that was outdated information. I've been teaching for more than 23, 24 years. So when you've spent a lifetime doing it, it comes naturally, that nervousness goes out. I'm sure your teachers are not nervous when they come and face you, but they might be nervous if they had a crowd of 2,000 sitting there listening to them. Because that is again, for them, a difficult zone because they're not used to it. So everybody needs these life skills. So you come here, you stand properly, balance yourself, and see to it that the face is like, you know, it's like a little distance from the mic. And then you speak, because now you're speaking to the people. So never look at the ceiling. Ceiling से तो हमने बातें करनी नहीं है, हमने तो एक दूसरे से बातें करनी है. So maintain eye contact. Do not give responses. Supposing there's a friend who's making faces and doing kind of things, don't give a response. Be responsible. Filter out those things. And then you talk. Say, my name is, like, supposing I have to give an introduction. So then I would say that I'm Dr. Navjot Deol, and if I'm going to talk only about my professional things, then I would say I have been teaching I have taught in different colleges, and I've been teaching for a good 23, 24 years, and it's a passion for me to teach the students and give so much of what I have learned over the years. And when I say I have learned over the years, so then you're like, where does that lead to? सारे जो सीखा है वो बताते हैं ना. So then I say, because I have been so fortunate to study in 14 different educational institutions, because my father was in a transferable job. So now that will make some sense to you, right? And I have also taught in 5 different colleges, and I have taught in DAC Jalandhar also, which is like bang next door. And I feel that the students in India have an edge over students. From my teaching experience, I have learned that students in India have an edge over the students anywhere else, because right from kindergarten, we have been taught to really do a lot of reading and writing. The focus is on writing also, because in the foreign countries, the focus on writing comes much later. They have developed this new concept कि बच्चे जो हैं उनको पेन पकड़ने की अभी ज़रूरत ही नहीं है, and then पेन पकड़ने की भी क्या ज़रूरत है, because everything is digital. So they have that lousy handwriting. How many of you got a good handwriting? Yeah, good. So it's you should not have that Dr. Wali handwriting. जो सिर्फ केमिस्ट पढ़ सकता है. Should. And another thing, whenever you listen to, अच्छा फिर let's just wind up. So you come here and you talk about a few things which will make sense. And I love traveling. I've traveled to almost all places in India, and I've also fortunately traveled to like 27 to 28 foreign countries, and I've as a tourist. Okay, I've really enjoyed that, and I feel traveling around the globe is the best thing anybody can do, provided you can afford that kind of traveling. And I feel it's very essential that that all of you in this life travel, and you have the right sensibility. And another thing that I feel that you need to know is that your success in life will depend more on how you look at your life. There could be somebody who's super successful and yet feels like a failure. And there is somebody who is of a very mediocre intelligence, and that person would feel like the most successful person. It's just your thought. It's just your thought. The fact that you're all here, I feel you're all successful already. So never let your dreams about future stop you from not thinking of yourself as successful right now. जब हम successful हो जाएंगे ना, तब हम ऐसे करेंगे. No, never defer till tomorrow what you can do today. That is a very good strategy. So if the thought of being successful is something that you're postponing, banish that thought. Think of yourself as confident. Do a lot of positive self-talk. Self-talk, I said, is what we do. So listen to the angel. Say, I am good and I'm already working on improving. Because improvement is an ongoing thing. It doesn't stop at any point of time. Okay? Okay. That, and then comes the etiquette section. We have, I'll just quickly run over the slides and come to area that I feel, okay, doesn't matter. Stop, no, it doesn't matter. Okay, now comes this section, which is the intelligence and the emotional quotient. IQ, high IQ. So what do? You solve math questions, you do all these kind of things which are very intellectual. That is why they say intelligence quotient. But then there is a difference between intelligence and wisdom. And wisdom is where the emotional quotient lies. And that's the latest, it's not even the latest, it's been there for like good 20 years, 25 years now. And the concept goes like this, that if you have a good emotional intelligence, you will be very successful in life, irrespective of your intelligence quotient. अगर आपका IQ average है और EQ बहुत बढ़िया है, you will do brilliantly in life, making everybody feel very happy, satisfied and all. If you have a high IQ, you will end up doing degrees. जैसे कहते हैं साइंटिस्ट है ना, साइंटिस्ट को गन्स बनानी आ जाएंगी, फिजिसिस्ट है, एटम बम बनाएगा, ये बनाएगा, क्योंकि उसका IQ अच्छा है, IQ अच्छा है, उसका साइंस में होल्ड है, उसको मैथ आता है, उसका दिमाग बहुत तेज़ है. बट अ गुड EQ विल टेल हिम कि बॉम्ब नहीं चलाना. See the difference? बॉम्ब नहीं चलाना. और अगर वो बेवकूफ़ होगा, IQ पे चलेगा, वो कहेगा ले मैंने बना लिया, मैं तो टेस्ट करूँगा. फिर क्या हुआ? 1-2 बिलियन 7-8 बिलियन लोग हैं दुनिया में, 1-2 मर भी जाएंगे, फिर क्या हुआ? पता तो लगेगा कि मेरा बॉम्ब कितना अमेजिंग है. And the wise man will say no. Never. Not in this lifetime. So, and the wise person would be the one who would be listening to the angel on the shoulder. जो उसके कान में बोलेगी, उसको समझ होगी. और आपने देखा है कई बार हमारे घर में जब प्रॉब्लम होती है ना, सीरियस प्रॉब्लम, एंड देन दे लाइक कि सलाह किससे करें. और जिससे सलाह करनी होती है उसके पास कोई PhD डिग्रियाँ नहीं होती. It could be नानी, दादी, चाचा, चाचू, फलाना, फलाना, मास्टर जी, somebody who has the tag of being so mature. तो उनका क्या है? बढ़िया EQ, the emotional intelligence. So it's a social skill and it is based on experience. And you have to work on a better EQ than an IQ. IQ is very, math, computer, ये कर लिया, ये. No, EQ. That's a major advantage. So just explaining to you certain concepts. Look at this. First impression and interaction with the colleagues. How many of you love that tattered jeans wala, distressed jeans wala fashion? How many of you love it? किन के पास हैं फटी हुई जीन्स, वो जो पहनने का आजकल फैशन है? किसी के पास भी नहीं है, एक ही जने के पास है. हाउ अमेजिंग. कॉलेज पहनते हो? यस. एंड द गर्ल्स डोंट? You have the best lot in the whole Jalandhar, I'm telling you. I've never seen kids so sensible. हमारे कॉलेज में मेरे कम फ्रॉम एपीजे कॉलेज ऑफ फाइन आर्ट्स किसी किसी की जुड़ी हुई जीन होती है पुराने ज़माने वाली. The rest all are totally into this. So again, the way we dress up builds confidence of the other person, not your confidence. The way we dress up, it's very important. It's very important that we dress up according to the occasion and we look good in what we are wearing rather than just being wearing things which are in and they don't even suit our body shape and we are looking strange, but we are still continuing nonetheless. It's a very bad idea. We don't have any need to go the American way. For Americans, they don't have any other dresses. They just have those simple frocks and skirts and all. We have very nice our dresses which are quite okay if we don't look good in the other ones, right? So for the boys also, it's very important that you are well dressed and you look very good. And because you look good, there'll be more confidence in what you have to say, right? Okay, so I have eye contact, even tone, that's nice. And it's very important as doctors that you have good bedside manners. Bedside manners are, I won't take names. I've had experience of meeting certain doctors whose practice is doing really well, but it's all over Jalandhar also that these people are not very agreeable people. You have come across these kind of doctors who are like, dwai khani hai to bach jaओगे नहीं तो तुम देख लो फिर. You know? Rude doctors. सेहत दी कोई कदर करोगे तो ठीक है, नहीं तो आज जिमें तुसी करते हो जहर वांग है. जब मरना तो ले लो, नहीं तो जड़ी मैं दवाई लिखी है ले लो. I'm talking about a doctor who's very well renowned in Jalandhar. He's doing really well. So I won't take names. And then there are doctors when you're feeling so sick and they're so reassuring because you've got to reverse the situation. If you were a patient, how would you want the doctor to treat you? So in India, the ethics are totally different because majority of the people are uneducated. They don't understand health. But now times are changing. How many of you understand vegan that Jessica said? How many of you understand that word? Okay. How many of you think vegetarian is vegan? Is vegan and vegetarian the same thing? No, it's not. Why not? No milk products. Only? No, आपको तो आता है. हम क्लास की बात कर रहे हैं. Eggs are non-veg. Meat is non-veg. हाँ जी, आप बताओ. The one in the last row in blue t-shirt. Can you stand? Just to say yes and no, okay? आ जाओ, खड़े हो जाओ. खड़े तो हो जाओ. Let's learn something about you. कुछ बताओ. अच्छा बताओ, खाने पीने की बातों के बारे में बताओ. क्या खाते हो, क्या एंजॉय करते हो? Simple fruits and vegetables. That's it. Okay. What kind of cuisine do you enjoy? Let's keep it interactive now. That's enough of teaching. What kind of cuisine do you enjoy? Cuisine, कितने लोगों को पता है cuisine का मतलब क्या होता है? Okay. हाँ जी, उसको गाइड करो. हाँ, पूरा समझा रहे हैं. I like that helpful nature. Indian food. No, but Indian is Indian. But Indian is also very vast, right? North Indian Punjabi food. Because North Indian is also different, you know. UP is Avdi food. North च बहुत सारे areas आंदे हैं. So North Indian food, which means what? Dal, sabji, roti, chawal. Saron da saag, makki di roti. Where are you from? Patiala. So you don't like if somebody starts serving you noodles and Manchurian, then you're like, eh, nahi, bekar. Huh? Noodles is okay. Vegetarian food. Do you like vegetarian food? Yes. Are you non-vegetarian? You're vegetarian. Okay. So, what is vegetarian? Vegetables. Like that. And how about something like honey? Honey is vegetarian. Is it also vegan? Honey. Let him think. Honey kitho aandi hai. He's thinking. Hanji. It's vegan. Why? Daddy doesn't know. Kisi ne dasta no. Vegan hai. But he doesn't know why it's vegan, is it? Do you know why? What is vegan? No, he doesn't know. Hanji, how many of you don't know what is vegan? It's okay, I'm not going to make you stand. Doesn't matter, sit down. It's all enjoyment. Just enjoy. Okay, how many of you know? How many of you don't know what is vegan? Which food comes in vegan? I'm going to do a GK test just now. Okay, alright. Hanji, how many of you know what is vegan? Okay, alright. Hanji, you there? Hanji, batao. What is vegan? What food is not vegan? Out of the vegetarian food, what is not vegan? Milk is not vegan. Paneer is not vegan. Then honey. Or butter, paneer, all dairy products, they are not vegan. So, are you curious how, thank you, that's good. Are you curious how the vegans, yeah, that's the main thing. How do they survive? Are you vegan, Jessica?
Not now, but I was.
You were vegan, but it's not workable, is it?
It is, but I usually. It is, but actually my parents were not that convinced, so I.
Listen to this. Need to learn about vegan stuff. Okay. Her parents were not convinced because they eat vegetarian food.
Yes.
And veganism was creating a kind of a toll on the whole household.
They were also concerned about the nutritional requirements and all.
Mhm.
Actually, I know that I can fulfill all my needs through vegan diet, but they were not that convinced.
So tell your class fellows about vegan diet.
So vegan diet is related to non-animal food, anything which comes directly or indirectly from animals, like honey also we get from honeybees, and the meat is of course from the non-vegetarian product, and some things like yogurt, milk, these are also are not under vegan. We can use the alternatives like the soya cheese and all. These are vegan products. These we can use in place of them. So
Okay.
I usually did that during that time.
Okay. All right. Learned?
Basically, all the products which we get from plants, they are vegan.
Plant-based diet.
Plant-based diet. Okay. All right. So what do you do with the sugar thing? What do you use?
I use jaggery.
She used jaggery. Okay. See? So there's something new that you've learned. Good. Are you feeling calm now?
Yes.
No shaky hands?
No.
Yeah, good. All right. So one thing that I want you to remember is, as doctors, ask open-ended questions. What are close-ended questions? Anybody?
Yes or no.
Yeah. Good. Where are you from?
I'm from Jalandhar Kent.
You're from Jalandhar. Fauji background? Then?
Civilian.
Civilian. From Jalandhar Kant.
Yes. There's a
With the schooling from?
Indian Public School Urban Estate.
All right. Okay. Because you're very knowledgeable about these things. Okay. All right. That's good. So open-ended questions and close-ended questions. Close-ended questions are the questions जो हमारे डॉक्टर्स पूछते हैं. हाँ जी, बुखार है? नहीं. Don't even ask anything else. पेट दर्द होता है? नहीं. आ दुखता है? नहीं. आ इतना है? हाँ. बस चलो जी, प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिख दो. It's very rude actually, isn't it? And you ask a question and they're like, चुप करके दवाई खाओ, 5 दिन बाद आयो, फिर देखेंगे, रिव्यू करेंगे, next. You know, it's like that. I feel we're very fortunate, we're very fortunate in a couple of areas as far as our medical field is concerned. One is that we do not have too many restrictions. We can just go to the chemist, buy medicines and self-treat ourselves. So then that kind of puts less pressure on the medical fraternity. And the chemist is like a doctor. ठीक है, डॉक्टर के उसके पास जाओ और उसको पूछ लो कि भैया पेट दर्द हो रहा है, तो वो आपको मेफ्टल्स पास दे देगा. चलो जी, आपने अपना ट्रीटमेंट कर लिया. अब बुखार हुआ तो डोलो ले लो, ये हुआ तो ये ले लो. सो दे आर लाइक चलती फिरती फार्मेसी कम मिनी क्लिनिक. डोंट इवन हैव टू गो टू डॉक्टर. 500 की डॉक्टर को दोगे, है ना, 500 की दवाई नहीं आनी, तो 200 में ठीक हो जाना. तो यू विल हैव दैट faith in the local chemist, and they're very knowledgeable. They start thinking of themselves as doctors as well. But then there could be some issue somewhere in life where listening to these kind of quacks, this is quackery. There's a video that I really wanted to share, and I have not inserted it here. That was an amazing video where I don't know whether it can be linked up with my mobile phone or not, but then that was an amazing video. There is this guy in Bihar who is being, someone might have seen that video, and he's been asked कि आप क्या करते हो. कहता मैं मेडिकल प्रैक्टिशनर हूँ. कहता आप प्रैक्टिस करते हो, आपके पास डिग्री है? कहता डिग्री नहीं है, पर हमें सब आता है. तो कहते आप डॉक्टर हो? नहीं, डॉक्टर नहीं है. हमने डॉक्टर नहीं बोला, हमने मेडिकल प्रैक्टिशनर बोला. So he's handling this guy, looks like, somebody from the fields. He's practicing quackery. This is called quackery. कहता है ये 4-5 दवाइयाँ चाहिए, जब किसी को ये हुआ तो ये इंजेक्शन लगा दो, ये हुआ तो ये इंजेक्शन लगा दो, और ठीक हो गया. But then sometimes it can create a big problem. There's a colleague of mine whose father took medicine. This is a very recent thing. He's right now also in a very critical condition in Fortis, Amritsar. The thing that you people right now need to know from my personal experience is that in India, we have doctors who are very competent everywhere, even in Fortis. But the hospitals are earning a bad name because the after surgery care, the post surgery, post whatever care is so bad.
Post-operative care.
Even post-operative, otherwise also, post-critical. Right now you're in a critical shape, ICU people are handling the issue. You become better, you go to you've been shifted to another area, a more, a common area, and suddenly the people are just not treating you the way they should be, and they're not even being careful. So I was sharing this with you that my colleague's father decided to go to the chemist, and he already had bronchial problems. So he goes to the chemist and takes an antibiotic, and the antibiotic reacts with whatever the issues that he had in the medicine he was taking. So his carbon dioxide level falls, so it goes 78 or something, and oxygen saturation, which is supposed to be 100, goes down to the 70s, and they put him on ventilator. And then he was improving, and my colleague is telling me, ma'am, unanu कल ਨੂੰ room ਚ shift ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਹੀ सोच रहे हैं. And the next thing you know, a junior doctor comes, and जो उनको दवाई खाने से reaction हुआ वही वाली दवाई का injectable लगा दिया. And now he's again in a very critical condition. So this is Fortis, this is India. So as the future doctors, you have to, one, apart from all those communication वाली बातें, ठीक है, आपने इस चीज़ का ध्यान देना है कि आपने वो पेशेंट की प्रॉपरली जो उसकी हिस्ट्री है उसको अच्छे से अंडरस्टैंड करना है, और only then will you be able to become good doctors. You don't even know, you have a standard format. How does it fit into? After your close-ended questions, like you need to ask 10 questions, then you give the other person an opportunity to say other things that are important. Or even when you have to ask questions, just ask them open-ended questions. Tabiyat kaisi hai? No, so that the person says what are his problems. If you're already trying to zero down and you have standard 5 questions, पेट दर्द, ये दर्द, क्या हुआ, ये वह, हाँ जी ना, हाँ जी ना, हाँ जी ना, and you've decided. Very wrong strategy. ठीक है? So, and you have then, after you decide on a course of treatment for the person, then you're duty bound to explain it to him. I think medical ethics में ये important होता है कि patient को आप समझाओ, but हमारे समझाया नहीं जाता, सिर्फ बताया जाता है और बोला जाता 5 दिन बाद आ जाओ, which is actually a wrong way to treat people. But sometimes, healing is such a complex phenomena. It's not the dawai. It's just something just within the person. Sometimes you just have to be reassuring. There's somebody in PGI who says कि जी हमारे हॉस्पिटल में कई लोग ऐसे आते हैं कि लगता है कि बस अब आखिरी सांस लेंगे और ठीक होके चले जाते हैं, और कई ऐसे आते हैं कि वो लगता है कि अभी बस इन्होंने ऑपरेशन कराना, चले जाते हैं, but then they pass on, not able to survive. So it's if the hospitals were the only thing which was making people better, then everybody would become better, but it doesn't. So healing from diseases is such a complex phenomena. It's not so simple. You can't just think. So you have to become just not doctors, you have to become healers. Sometimes a nice word from you just have to say, koi gal nahi, theek ho jana hai. That will inspire so much confidence. The person starts thinking. And thought is the biggest thing. जैसे आप सोचोगे वैसे होगा. So the person starts thinking, मैंने डॉक्टर ने कहा मैं ठीक हो जाना. The person might just start getting better. And it might not even be your medicine that is working. It's just your reassuring words and your positivity which is working for the patient. Is very important. Apart from, apart from obviously the medicine that you've given to the person. So let's move on if there's anything. This is now another very big issue. This one. We are not supposed to, in India, use first names unless, and even in foreign countries, do not be mistaken. You can't start calling him John, William, this, that, unless you are in a position where it is okay and the person has given you permission to use the first name. You should not use the first name. It is so rude. And as the future doctors, when you have patients who are coming in, nobody, आप में से कितने लोगों को लगता है कि हमें तो रिस्पेक्ट चाहिए ही नहीं किसी की? नहीं ना? Everybody wants to be respected. Yes? So, if you want respect, you give respect. And in giving respect, tomorrow you have a clinic and you have a nurse, attendant, somebody, and they are speaking out the names of the patients, calling them. And Buzurg banda Savita, Savita. So rude. हाँ जी, हरमन कौन है? आपकी टर्न नेक्स्ट है. बुजुर्ग बंदा, चिट्टी दाढ़ी, हरमन. और छोटी सी लड़की, उसके पोती पोते जितनी उम्र की. वेरी रूड. Means in Indian scenario it is criminal, but otherwise also. And don't think Wale countries may you can quickly switch over unless somebody just gives his introduction and gives only his first name and says call me this name. To use somebody's first name shows a proximity, a closeness, which is sometimes not even appropriate. ठीक है? तो आपने जी करके बात करनी है, बुजुर्ग बंदा है उसकी, और in any case you cannot make out how old the person is. The person might be really old and the person might not look very old, but is old. So what do? You think कि छोटी उम्र का तो उसको है ना? So ऐसे नहीं, हमने किसी को first name से नहीं बुलाना unless it's your age mate, your friend or somebody. In a professional affair, you are expected to be respectful. तुसी करके बात करनी है, आप करके बात करनी है, और जी करके बात करनी है. Will all of you remember this? This is direct teaching. I'm just telling you. There is no debate about it. There's no question of a GK test on this. ठीक है? आपने आप ही करना है, चाहे वो जो पेशेंट आपका आपसे उम्र में भी थोड़ा सा छोटा ही लगे. हमें नहीं पता कि हमें लगा है वो छोटा, हो सकता है वो बहुत बड़ा हो, है ना? हमने नहीं. We supposed to be very courteous, polite. Okay? You meet somebody at the parties. So what is it? The most important thing I've already told you. So it's very important that we are respectful, we are courteous, and whenever we meet somebody, you shake hands. A good grip is good. But then going out, like हमारे culture में अभी भी there is a certain formality. So we are supposed to respect those boundaries. In the professional sphere, we are just supposed to. Anybody who is going too casual and trying to do something, you know what, there's something called a personal space. And the personal space is a person's feeling of something being around them which is very comfortable. Anybody coming closer into that invisible space is going to make you feel uncomfortable. जैसे मैं यहाँ खड़ी हूँ, a perfect stranger starts coming very close. So maybe my boundary or my comfort is only that line there. And the person comes and stands here to talk to me. It's not comfortable for me. It's like a trespasser. Somebody just enters your house and you don't want to. It's trespassing. You understand trespassing? Going into a territory which doesn't belong to you and you don't have any right to do. Somebody touching you. Somebody touching you. It doesn't have to be a gender thing. It's going to make you feel different. Somebody touching you. 1 minute baat suno. Perfect strangers doing that. कैसे अंदर से feeling different सी आती है ना? कौन है? क्या मतलब? That kind of a thing. And you start doing that with your patients. Bad idea. The touch, all these things, they are a part of a non-verbal area of communication. All these things communicate. Somebody coming very closer, somebody touching us, somebody asking too many, personal questions. In India, it is considered to be okay still, but then it's still not that okay. Somebody's like, हाँ जी आपकी शादी होगी? अच्छा को ढूंढ नहीं रहे आपके पेरेंट्स आपके लिए? कब करनी है शादी? शादी होगी, बच्चे हो गए? एक ही है, दूसरा नहीं करना? अच्छा परमानेंट जॉब है, कितनी तनख्वाह मिलती है? Intrusive questions, very rude. You should never ask personal questions. You are encroaching on the person's territory. There was a joke which I read and says there was this lady who was in the habit of किसी की भी शादी होती थी, हाँ? तो this is obviously a गोरेयां वाला joke, but it was a WhatsApp joke that I just remember. किसी की भी शादी होती थी, जिस लड़की की शादी नहीं होती थी उसको बोलते हैं you are next. You are next. कहते भी किसी का फ्यूनरल हुआ तो वो कहती you are next. So in these days, when people are just not getting married, this is a little unfortunate situation also. There are girls who are super qualified, they're earning, and yet then they obviously you just can't marry everybody and anybody. You have to have a kind of a feeling that I want to be married to this person. So it's not working out for lots of girls out there. And then they are bombarded with, acha shaadi hogi. There are lots of people in my college, lots of colleagues of mine who were like 45 plus. They didn't marry, so didn't marry. They wanted to marry, but they couldn't find the right person to marry, so they didn't. So kya ho gaya? But then suddenly to make a person feel कि हाँ जी जब तक 2 बच्चे नहीं हो जाते जब तक सारा कुछ नहीं हो जाता तो you would like somehow incomplete and not successful. That's something that if it's happening around, we should not do it. We should remember that we are not going to do this and say some underhand, some nonsense things. Okay? So the basic concept is to become a little bit more sensitive towards the people around us. Soft skills में बड़ा आता है जी, leadership skills हैं, ये है, वो है. Not everybody's got to lead a team. You just need to be a people skill wala person who knows how to deal with people, connect with person, generally be amiable. ज़्यादा कुछ bookish नहीं है इसमें ज़िंदगी में. Bookish is just for, writing answers. In real life, as professionals, as persons, you need to work on your EQ, become more sensitive, listen more carefully. Do not operate from your personal space where there is some background, because then you are never going to have good relations. आपका friend आपको बोलता है कि तू मेरे लिए ये काम करेगा, बट आपके दिमाग में है कि इस बंदे ने मेरे को फलाने टाइम पे ऐसे ऐसे मेरे साथ ऐसे ऐसे किया. अब now is his genuine need. You should not operate from the space where you've got that backlog of उसने ये किया फलाने टाइम ऐसे किया फलाने टाइम ऐसे किया, because that shows your mental development is stunted. You know what is stunted development? Development नहीं होती. So if you've got to be better, you have to take these things in your stride and say we are learning and just move on. Now from what I have shared with you, what do you think are your ambitions in life? What will make you feel satisfied कि हाँ भाई मैं बहुत if I have done this, then I'm happy and satisfied. Somebody? Let's start with you. What is your ambition in life? Yes, first. हाँ. एक डॉक्टर बनना वो तो है ही, obviously you're all would be doctors. So what is your ambition in life? What will make you feel very satisfied that I've led a good life? What do you dream for yourself? What do you dream for yourself? Cars, houses, family, kids, what? Traveling, to do something major. What is it? If you were 80 years old, longevity के हिसाब से 80 is a good age, 80, 90, है ना? If you were 90 years old today, and you were to look back, what will make you feel that you made something of your life? 90 years, all of you imagine you're 90 years old. If you're 90 years old, and you look back on your life, what is it that you would feel will make your life worthwhile? Agar aapne, how old are you right now? 21? 19. Last of the teens. From 18, 19, good. 18, 19 से 90. क्या कुछ किया होगा कि at 90 you feel I've led a good life? Profession होना, family होनी. Then you will feel कि ये अच्छी life है. Okay, all right. बैठो.
I want a peaceful life.
Okay.
I want to help people in any way if possible, and I want to know the ultimate truth of life, know about the God, and
Know about God. Like what? कि भगवान होता है या नहीं?
like soul, and
Okay.
I want to put myself into more spirituality.
फिर आप 90 years के हो जाओगे, हैं? तो वो जो बाकी सबका ड्रीम है, बच्चे होंगे, हस्बैंड, ग्रैंड किड्स होंगे, वो भी है पार्ट ऑफ योर ड्रीम.
Just like a part of this life.
Okay, part of life. What else is, like, you know, they say we should make a bucket list. The things that we would want to do, 100 things we want to do before we die. Who has a bucket list of just 3 चीज़ें ही बता दो. ऐसे ही कुछ भी 100 में से 3 चीज़ें क्या होंगी? Random. It could be random anything. हाँ जी. All of you come up with one thing. Let's enjoy. Okay, to save one bucket list वाली चीज़. 100 में से एक उसका है to save somebody's life. What's yours?
Along with all the domestic needs, I have listened one thing that कुछ भी बनो पहले इंसान बनो. That I would like to work on this field, that I have to become a good human being.
Okay.
And I will try to cover all the domestic needs in my life.
Great. बकेट लिस्ट में से बकेट लिस्ट पता क्या होती है? या दैट्स डिफरेंट. दिस इज़ अ जनरल फीलिंग. अच्छी ज़िंदगी हो. हमें नहीं पता अच्छी कैसे हम डिफाइन करेंगे, बिकॉज यू नो ह्यूमन नेचर इज सच, जैसे जैसे जो कुछ होता जाएगा आप उसी को जस्टिफाई करते जाओगे. यू कांट पिक एंड चूज. वंस यू डिसाइड इसके साथ शादी करनी है तो देन यू हैव टू जस्टिफाई दैट. यू कैन से ईदर और. एक बार आपने सोच लिया इधर आपने ये आयुर्वेदा का करना है तो यू कैन से कुछ और मैंने कॉमर्स कर लेना था, मैंने ये. यू हैव टू जस्टिफाई. यू हैव टू से हाँ आयुर्वेदा का क्या, बिकॉज आई वांट टू. हाउ मेनी इफ यू नेवर वांटेड टू बी अ डॉक्टर? ओके, रेज योर हैंड हाई. अच्छा, खड़े हो जाओ जिनको पहले ओरिजिनली कभी भी डॉक्टर नहीं बनना था पर इस कॉलेज में आगे. क्या बनना था बच्चे? All right. She wanted to be a fashion designer. Okay. So you wanted to be a politician. Nobody's that is still possible. Her fashion designing is a little tricky, especially if she wants to get a degree. Politician तो degree दी लोड़ ही नहीं है. इता option खुली है कदे भी है. Yeah, you want to be a politician. To do what? इतने डिप्लोमेटिक हो तो अब अच्छे पॉलिटिशियन हैं. पॉलिटिशियंस को डिप्लोमेसी की क्या ज़रूरत है? अच्छे पॉलिटिशियन बनने के लिए आपको लगता है कि डिप्लोमेटिक हो तो बढ़िया बन जाओगे. फिर क्या करोगे हमारे लिए? है खुद के लिए क्या करोगे? कोठी बनाओगे हैं, बड़ी वाली कोठी इन जलंधर. फिर करप्शन. आपके तो डेविल ऐसे कूद रहा है ना ऊपर ऊपर. हाँ जी, हु एल्स? बैठो. we'll catch up with you. इसका ध्यान रखना कि ये बनता पॉलिटिशियन या नहीं बनता. हाँ जी, हु एल्स didn't want to be a doctor? सिर्फ 2 ही बच्चे थे, 3-4 हाथ थे. हाँ जी. यू वांट टू. लॉ नहीं करने दी ना पेरेंट्स ने. क्यों? पापा क्या करते हैं? बिजनेस है. तो इसका बिजनेस से क्या लेना देना? क्या कहते हैं? डॉक्टर बन के बिजनेस करो. हाँ, इस फील्ड में नहीं जाना. क्यों? कहते होंगे इसमें पैसे नहीं बनते, है ना, प्रैक्टिस नहीं चलती लोगों की, ठीक है, फेयर इनफ। हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू थॉट दैट दिस इज अ ल्यूक्रेटिव प्रोफेशन? पैसे बनेंगे तो सही है पैसे बनेंगे तो बढ़िया। उसको लगा बहुत पैसे बनेंगे, हाँ, इंजेक्शन लगाते जा लोगों को, हाँ, अच्छा चलो। सो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू वांट टू डू आयुर्वेदा एंड बिकम टीचर्स? देख लो जी, टीचर्स, these are your potential. Raise your hands high. 1, 2 and 3. They want to be professors in this college or some other college?
That we'll decide.
Okay, so you know who to keep an eye on and guide them properly so that they become successful, because it's not everybody's dream. So we were doing bucket list. That's different. You know, you could have, I want to climb Mount Everest, I want to go bungee jumping, I want to go scuba diving, something fun. किसके पास है बकेट लिस्ट में कुछ मज़ेदार चीज़ें जो सोची हुई हैं? हाँ जी, एक एक चीज़ बतानी है।
I want high respect in my life.
फिर रिस्पेक्ट तो मिलनी है, बकेट लिस्ट बताओ, ये मैंने करना है, ये करना, these are tasks, this is a general thing. सभी को रिस्पेक्ट, अच्छा रिस्पेक्ट किसको नहीं चाहिए? प्लीज रेज योर हैंड्स। किसको नहीं चाहिए? मुझे प्यार मोहब्बत भी नहीं चाहिए, मुझे रिस्पेक्ट भी नहीं चाहिए। कौन है? एक भी जना हो जो ऐसा? कोई भी नहीं है, सभी को चाहिए। वही तो पूछे। यू सपोजिंग आई गिव यू 5 lakhs एंड से एक जगह जाओ तो क्या होगी? साउथ इंडिया में ही जाना है, बाहर नहीं देखना कुछ। ये तो इसके बाद तो पीछे कोई पैट्रियोटिक सॉन्ग बजना चाहिए, है ना? 5 लाख की ऑफर मिली है एंड शी जस्ट वांट्स टू गो टू साउथ इंडिया। हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू वांट टू ट्रैवल अब्रॉड? Okay, let's see the countries. You have an opportunity to see only one country in your lifetime. Which country? एक country देखना है, और कौन सी country होगी वो? No, ऐसे एक रैंडम आवाज़ नहीं ना, हर एक की अपनी ख्वाहिश होती है एक मुल्क देखना है। जो सारी क्लास ने एक ही मुल्क देखना है, फिर तो ट्रिप पे चले जाओ, पैसे इकट्ठे करके सारे एक ट्रिप। So yes, I'm trying to make you think. You know, we're becoming so close-minded. So what we are doing generally these days is, there are no new. How many of you understand detox? Okay, so there is a new concept called digital detox. So we are so attached to our gadgets, which is mobile phone. We are spending so many hours on it, and the best part is that escapism, when we are doing just watching Insta reels and Facebook reels and those kind of things. How many of you never watch Insta reels ever? ऐसे करके क्या करो? You don't? हाँ जी, कोई नवा टाइप का इंसान निकलता है, हाँ जी, because you have to stand up and say, it doesn't matter, you speak in Hindi if you, because टाइम वेस्ट होता है। इतना मैच्योर स्टूडेंट, a round of applause for that brilliant thought. He doesn't do Insta because time waste होता है। अच्छा ऐसे सुनो, what's your name? अतीक रहमान, अदीकुल रहमान। Okay, so you're from Jalandhar? लुधियाना। आपने अपने विचारों के साथ कितने लोगों को इन्फ्लुएंस करके इंस्टा देखने से हटा दिया? बस आई वांट टू सी स्टूडेंट्स डूइंग गुड डीड्स। हैज ही बिकम योर फॉलोअर? नहीं, मानते नहीं ना, है ना? हाउ विल यू if you don't, and which were the other countries? One random country that you would want to see in any case. She wants to see Pakistan of all the places. Hanji. Hanji, one. Japan. Thailand. Maldives. How many want to see only ikko mulk dekhna? How many if you want to see Maldives? Only Maldives, okay. How many if you want to see only Switzerland? And you're done. How many if you want to see America? How many if you want to go and live in America forever? Only one person, wow. How many of you don't mind if you live your entire life in India and never go abroad? Wow, I am so impressed. You as well? You never want to go abroad? Never, as a tourist also. That is what I'm saying. How many of you don't mind कि जीना यहाँ मरना यहाँ इसके बिना जाना कहाँ कहीं भी नहीं जाना 80 साल जिए तो कहीं कोई मुल्क नहीं देखा बस जलंधर सिटी में रहे या पंजाब में रहे दैट्स इट ऐसा कोई है नहीं है ज़्यादा हो गया ना so we all need to listen. You just don't have to be students only who are just medical students and who just want to make their parents proud. Last time we made the students stand up and talk about their ambitions and everybody was, I want to make my parents proud. There is nobody who doesn't want to make their parents proud because parents are selling so much money for your course and that is what you want to be. You want to be successful. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants a peaceful life. But apart from that, it is a good idea that at this age, when you're 18, you go home today and make a bucket list of things that you want to do in the coming, maybe, years or till the age of 50. So if you do not have a plan, then only random things will materialize. Just kudrati jo chance bana bas wahi. If you have a plan, you will make things realize. That is the difference. You study, you don't have a plan, you do only one chapter. सारा दिन बैठ के ऐसे देख लिया, उससे बात कर ली, उसके बाद पढ़ रहे हैं, बीच में breakfast खा लिया, फिर सो गए, फिर वो पढ़ रहे हैं. There is no target to achieve. No target to achieve. So you make one bucket list, things that you want to do in life. Those are things you want to do, like things that you can work for. If I decide I want to learn to dance and I want to learn Bhangra, only Bhangra, then I go and join a Bhangra academy where I go and learn for an hour. I think I want to learn to play a musical instrument, then that's a part of my bucket list. Then that will make me think, kahan kaun sikhata hai? I want to learn. We have only one lifetime. Look at what happened in Turkey. We can't just keep deferring what we want to do in life. And one, you have this, and two, you have the general broad line things. Those are broad things. You don't have to work for them. Maybe you will work a little bit for them, but then you'll just have a lot of clarity. कि ये मुझे करना है. You don't have a defined area, then very few things will materialize. कोई किस्मत के हिसाब से. जब आपने प्लान बना लिया तो वो अचीव होगा. जहाँ पे आपने प्लान में डाला, I want to learn to speak good English. If that's a part of your plan, and that is what will boost your confidence. How many of you, raise your hands, will feel more confident if they knew how to speak good English? कितने जनों को? फिर ही मैं tips दूंगी ना, otherwise why would I give? How many feel your confidence level would improve if your English was better? Raise your hands. How many of you think कि ज़रूरत ही नहीं इंग्लिश की, मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस ऐसे ही बहुत बढ़िया है? अच्छा, ओके. आप दोनों जने इधर आ रहे हो, आ जाओ. A round of applause for that. आ जाओ. Okay, now we want to know more about these two students. I like the way he bounced up. Yeah? Yeah, random, ऐसे without mic, खड़े होके just address them and tell something about yourself and generally, you know, what are your feelings about being in this college? What do you think you will gain?
मैम हिंदी में चले
हिंदी में ही चलेगा.
ओके
उच्ची बोलियो बस.
कैसे हो आप सब? क्या चल रहा है जिंदगी में? बताओ. अच्छा,
नाम अपने बताओ दोनों जने. What's your name?
मेरा नाम ललिता है और मैं गुरदासपुर से हूँ.
What's your
और
name?
मेरा नाम है
Arshdeep and Lavita. Lalita and Arshdeep. Okay. Now listen to them interact. Because they don't need English. They are confident. So you got to know what is confidence. ठीक है?
मैं इंग्लिश में बात नहीं करती क्योंकि मज़ा ही नहीं आता मुझे बोलने में. पंजाबी मुझे अच्छी लगती है. हिंदी में बोलती हूँ कि भाई
Very good. You need lots of confidence to be able to do this.
और इसीलिए इंग्लिश में मैं बात भी नहीं करती हूँ. आप सभी बोल रहे थे, मैम बोल रहे थे, सुन रही थी, समझ में नहीं कुछ नहीं आ रहा मुझे. सॉरी मैम.
करो करो. I enjoy. I think that's a wonderful act. बोलो. हाँ.
तो ना जब मैम बोल रहे थे कुछ और बोल रहे थे, वो कुछ और बोल रहे थे, समझ में कुछ नहीं पड़ रहा था, पर क्या करूँ, बोलना था कुछ ऐसे ऐसे कर रही थी.
Wow. Now listen to what Arshdeep has to say.
इतना ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंस मैं बिल्कुल नहीं है कि मैंने समझ नहीं आ रहा मुंडी हिला रहा है. मैं उसको भी गया कुछ रहेगा मुंडी हिला.
Okay. Say something about yourself.
मेरा नाम अर्शदीप है. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਥੋੜਾ ਮੋਟਾ ਜਾਣਿਆ ਹੋਣਾ. ਹਜੇ 5 ਸਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਆ. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਜਾਇਓ. ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਹਸੀਨ ਪਲ ਬਣਨਾ ਹੈ.
ਕੀ ਬਣਨਾ? ਹਸੀਨ ਪਲ. I like that. ਹਸੀਨ ਪਲ. ਮੈਂ ਹਸੀਨ ਪਲ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਗੇ.
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਹੀ ਜਾਣਿਆ, ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਿਆ, ਇੱਕ ਅੱਧੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਿਆ. ਮੋਨਿਕਾ ਮੈਮ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਾਣ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਹਾਂ. मतलब 20 ਦਿਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਮੈਮ ਨੇ ਕਲਾਸ ਲਗਾਈ ਹੈ, ਮੈਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸਿੱਧੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਮ ਥੋੜੇ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਸੁਭਾਅ ਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ. ਔਰ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਮੈਂ ਜਾਣਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਮੋਸਟ ਆਫ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਮ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਫੀ. ਔਰ संस्कृत ਦੇ ਰੀਟਾ ਮੈਮ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਵੰਸ਼ਿਕਾ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ. और
Who is that? You? Somebody.
उनसे मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा है. वंशिका से भी बहुत कुछ सीखा है मैंने.
Okay.
इनमें से बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो मुझे अच्छे लगते हैं और बहुत सारे जो बिल्कुल अच्छे नहीं लगते.
और जिनके नाम मैं नहीं बताऊंगी.
हाँ, जिनके नाम मैं
आप बुझो अपने आप.
बात मैं सभी से करती हूँ, लेकिन जो मुझे अच्छे लगते हैं उनसे मैं ज़्यादा बात करती हूँ. जो मुझे नहीं लगते उनको मैं बुलाती नहीं हूँ. मतलब समझ के तो जाओ अभी. अभी 5.5 साल आपके साथ.
अब नाउ दैट्स अ चैलेंज, यू नो, कि सभी लोगों को होगा कि हमारे से तो बात करे. भाई ये कोई बात नहीं है, हम भी अच्छे ही हैं, है ना. हाँ जी अर्शदीप, व्हाट इज इट दैट यू कैन शेयर अबाउट योरसेल्फ?
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਚੰਗਾ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਚੰਗਾ. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੁਰਾ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਬੁਰਾ.
हाय. Okay, all right. So tell us something more about, you know, what you have achieved so far now that you're 18, 19 years old. So what is it that you would think are your achievements so far? Do you have something that you can say that मैं कुछ achieve किया?
12वीं ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ. ਅੱਗੇ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਹੌਬੀ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਵੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਥੋੜਾ ਵੇਖਣ ਚਾਹਨਾ. ਕਾਲਜ ਚ ਆਇਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਐਕਸਪਲੋਰ ਕਰੀਏ, ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਕਸਪਲੋਰ ਕਰੀਏ, ਕੁਝ ਵਧੀਆ ਕਰਕੇ.
Okay, all right. हाँ जी, what has been your achievements?
मेरी लाइफ में बहुत सारी अचीवमेंट मैं करना चाहती हूँ. एक आधी नहीं है, बहुत सारी है. लिस्ट मैंने बना रखी है, देखते हैं वो कब होगा शुरू। आधा शुरू हो चुका है, आधा शुरू करने वाली हूँ और आधा शुरू।
उसमें एक चीज़ शेयर करो, कोई भी एक चीज़ जो हमें अच्छी लगे सुनने में।
मैम मैं सिंगिंग करती हूँ, थोड़ी थोड़ी करती हूँ, ज़्यादा नहीं करती हूँ।
चलो लेट्स लिसन टू यू सिंग।
मैं शायरी करती हूँ, पंजाबी में मैं शायरी लिखती हूँ। मैंने खुद की अपनी रखी है, वो बताती हूँ किसी को। और मैं दो चार शेर बताती।
So let's listen to you sing. Do you also have some hidden talents like this? Does he? Huh? Rap singer. Chalo, let's have some entertainment. And the thing is, we are admiring their confidence level. If they raise their hands, they are able to deliver. You know, it's not as if they were just fibbing us or, you know, lie about it. They have confidence. And there is so much more that you can achieve with confidence. But then it should not, remember, it should not border on arrogance. And another thing that you have to remember is you have to empathize there. Never say anything which will hurt anybody. That's very important. When you are speaking, sometimes what happens is we stop bothering. We're so focused on speaking. No, we have to remember that words have power and we should not hurt people when we say them. So, if your emotional quotient is good, emotional quotient अच्छा होगा तो आपको पता होगा क्या कहने से किसी को दुख पहुंच सकता है. आप सब कुछ बोलोगे पर आप उसको फिल्टर करोगे. You can't just because you're confident, you can't go around saying अरे ये क्या पहना है तूने. You know, you think you're being confident but no, you're being insensitive. ठीक है, ये इस चीज़ का, and there's a very thin line that separates the two, and that is what today's workshop is supposed to develop in you, that sensitivity when you're dealing with human beings on the other side. They have thoughts, they have emotions. If you're not careful, क्या बोल रहे हो, you can just end up hurting people, and it was not your intention in the first place, but then it will have a cascading effect. आपके रिलेशंस ख़राब होंगे, वो 10 जनों को जाके बताएंगे आपके बारे में. The word of mouth publicity will damage your reputation as a person, as a human being. We don't want that to happen. Confidence with consideration is what I'm trying to build. Hanji, Arshdeep, your rap and her singing. 2 lines. और poetry.
2 लाइन में खत्म नहीं हो पाएगा.
कोई गा लो. We are all for it. Do we clap with the rhythm? You up it. Okay. We are all set. हाँ जी.
एक इमेजिनरी लड़के की कहानी है. अजय 9-10 हैगा सीगा मुंडा ते ਉਹਨੇ ਨਾ ਸਾਇੰਸ ਵਾਲੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਪਿਆਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ. ਉਹਨੇ जानी पर कॉमर्स ताऊ कॉमर्स का लड़का वो साइंस की तो लड़की की पहली नजर में तो आग सी बढ़ गई थी. लड़की को देख हुआ लड़का हैरान, कुछ समझ नहीं आया, हो गया तो परेशान ना किताबों में दिल ना वो क्लास में मौजूद होता. क्लास को तो बंक करता सारा दिन बस उसको तो देखता था, उसकी ही बात, बस उसके ख्याल. वैसे लड़कियां हजार पे कॉलेज में यार पर उस लड़की थी कुछ अलग सी बात, मीठी मीठी उसकी बात थी. तो आंखें नशीली था तो चेहरा नुमानी चलती, आगे पीछे लगती थी, पर योगी रानी थी, वो सबसे अलग थी, वो सबसे खफा, वे उससे जुदा. फिर अब वो उसने स्ट्रीम 10th में आ गया था, स्ट्रीम सेट करनी तो उसने आगे साइंस स्ट्रीम सेट की. उसने जो नई स्ट्रीम आ रही है एज अ ब्राइड दुल्हन की तरफ बताऊंगा मैं उसे. आओ सुनाऊं तुम्हें अपनी कहानी 2 साल पुरानी. मेरी जबानी वो बस में नहीं थी मेरी कहानी. दुल्हन ना ये कौन जाने, नसीब मेरा सोया मेरा बाल में होया, सब खड़े देखे मैं बार बार रोया, हो गया रोका मिला धोखा, मुझे पसंद नहीं था फिर भी थोपा. 11वीं क्लास थी, कॉपी मेरे पास थी, पैंट थी ऊपर और पेंसिल मेरे शार्ट पे थी. लड़कियां दूर और मम्मी मेरे पास थी. मेरा जोश था हाई, मेरा फोन भाई जल्दी आगे पीछे मेरे जैसे घूम करे हाई. मुझे बॉडी नहीं मिली 11वीं क्लास से भी भाई कोचिंग की बस आई होती सही, उसे मानना नहीं है मेरे लिए जरूरी. हो गया रोका मिला धोखा, मुझे पसंद नहीं था फिर भी थोपा. अब ये सारे झंझट से निकलते हम कॉलेज में आ चुके हैं. अब कॉलेज में ना हम बैठे थे कमरे में दोस्तों के साथ, फिर समझ नहीं आ रहा कि सर एप्पल स्टार्ट करने लगे. सुबह मिले के बेचारे पर अपने नहीं किसी को राइम चार. फिर देखकर मैं अपना हाल याद किया पिछले 4 साल. सामने रस्ता था, हाथ मेरे बसता था, जेब बत्ती खाली और माल कहाँ सस्ता था. फिजिक्स में फंसता था, मैथ कुछ में हंसता था, ईडी ने आती भी बिल्डिंग पे डसता था, चलता था पलता था दोस्तों के साथ. सपना था ऊंचा मैं करूंगा खास है प्यास है सीनियर अपने साथ है, ऊंची नौकरी के राज उनके पास है. गाया चलाया जोर से नचाया पर किसी सोसाइटी में आ ना पाया. आया है पहला साल मेरा भाई पढ़ना तो CS BMS लाइव लैब सारी नकली थी, ऑटोमेटिकली थी, कैसी रिसर्च की रीडिंग नस्ली थी, फ्लूट लैब ड्राइव मैसेंजर फ्राई, अटेंडेंस देखकर प्रोफेसर चलाए, सुने किसी और कहानी मैंने लोगों की बनी चीजों से जिंदगी जैसे बड़ी दुनिया दीवानी, फिर यार कुछ ढूंढे सबसे ऐसी बिलों के दिमाग यार रखे वो सभी, दुनिया पैसा करे सबको खराब, असली यारी की ना कीमत न उसका हिसाब, एक से एक कमीने मेरे दोस्त बात जानी उस दिन जब आया मुझसे पहली बार, नॉक नॉक दरवाजे पे नॉक किया, सारे पीछे मुझे मरने से रोक दिया, मैंने बोला है अंडी मंडी शंडी, सुनने से थोड़ी कमरे कुंडी ज्यादा चौड़ ना दिखा, यहाँ किसी और हम ये कमरे में आके मेरे दोस्त बैठे जाके कुछ खाना तो मोबाइल तो लैपटॉप दिखा दे, आके बता के पूरी दुनिया घुमा के पूरे कॉलेज में घुमाया, बाइक पे बिठा के तो मैंने सैंडविच मैस में खाया, जो सी कुत्ता ना चबाया उसको हमने यहाँ चबाया, कोई बोले मरीज कोई बोले बदतमीज, अरे भाई लोगों में किस बात की तमीज।
वाह, that was brilliant. It's a brilliant talent you have. Very talented. You know, a rapper in making. Huh? He's already a rapper. Is that the only rap you do? You're doing a lot of other rap. Huh? Yeah? No wonder he just kept his hand in his pocket. You know, he had that attitude also, you know. Rap singer wala. Good, good. You want to sing something? Do you want to share?
मैं तो बाथरूम सिंगिंग हूँ।
बाथरूम सिंगर है, ओके। कोई कविता अपनी लिखी शेर व शायरी शेयर करनी है? अब आपने बोला है तो आपको थोड़ा प्रोज देखो, उसने प्रूफ दिया ना।
मेरे फ़ोन में है मैम मेरी शायरी।
अच्छा, ये फ़ोन वाले शायर हैं, फ़ोन से पढ़ते हैं तो शायरी आती है।
नहीं मैंने शायद खुद फ़ोन में ही लिख लिया मैं।
अच्छा, तो कोई याद नहीं है शेयर करने वाली? अभी एकदम से याद नहीं आ रही। चलो, अ ह्यूज राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज for both these amazingly talented students. Aajo, बैठो. And I'm sure you have a fan following now. Yeah. To be able to you know have a talent which is something that only you have. I'm sure इतनी तेज तो हम बोल भी नहीं सकते. तो बोलना ही अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी बात है, but the wonderful rapping he did with the music and the beat, it would look like, you know, straight out of movies or, you know, those songs के जो होते हैं ना videos. You could become a sensation with your rapping. It's very good. And I come from a fine arts college, so I can say that that was amazing. Yeah, because we forever watching talent on the stage. And why we need to? How many of you think you have some talent? I'm not going to ask everybody to come. We are running short of time. It's going to be 2, so I'm going to wind up very fast. Any talent that you have, which you can come forward and share, and doesn't matter, the language is not important. It's how you use the language. Remember, it's not the language, how you use the language. It's not the language. Doesn't matter if it's Hindi, Punjabi, English. That's why I was using there was a bilingual touch. I also know the languages. It's just that the medium, the topic was in English, so I'm talking in English. I can say the same things in Hindi and Punjabi also. But the point is, certain core elements of interaction with human beings stay the same. Never ever be inconsiderate in life. If you want to be good human being, 2, a good professional, 3, have a good life, a peaceful life, because your peace is going to be disrupted if one careless comment makes somebody else hurt somebody and he goes and tells 10 other people who start avoiding you because they say इसको पता ही नहीं लगता क्या बोल जाता है, क्या बोल जाती है, हमें नहीं पसंद. So then you get labeled and then that's not fair for you. Because you are more than just one interaction with somebody. So we have to be always very guarded. Understanding of others is understanding of self, consideration, compassion. Empathy, I think, was one of the important things. Empathize होता है किसी आप अपने आप को दूसरे इंसान के शूज़ में रख के आप समझो कि उसकी क्या सिचुएशन हो सकती है. It could have happened to me. Kind of a situation. So we never say, I started with sharing this, you know, never say nasty things. And we use that filter. देखा ना वो filter होते हैं ना मोबाइल पे. You put that filter, सभी की शक्ल ऐसे डॉल जैसी बननी शुरू हो जाती है. या कोई filter. So it's like that. Have a perpetual filter of, screening what you say to your parents, to your friends. I'm not saying be artificial. I'm just saying be careful that you are not inconsiderate. Just be careful. आपको वो सुनना अच्छा लगे, थोड़े से sensitive हो जाओगे, तो आपका EQ level will improve and you will become better human beings, better, daughters, sons, brothers, grandchildren. जो भी आपका है रिश्तेदारियाँ, सभी में आप ज़्यादा अच्छे हो जाओगे. Let's see if there's anything that I have skipped. So that's it. So just have to be very honest. That's why I said make a bucket list. Be honest to yourself. At least you know which direction your life is taking. It should not be like the New Year resolution that we make every year. New Year resolution एक ही होता है. इस साल से पतले होना है, एक्सरसाइज करनी है, बहुत ध्यान रखना है, और कोई रेजोल्यूशन होता ही नहीं हमारे उसमें. चलो अब तो खा लें, क्रिसमस है, उसके बाद वो न्यू ईयर की छुट्टियां, तब तक हम बाहर रेस्टोरेंट जाएंगे. उसके बाद तो मैंने 1 जनवरी के बाद तो बस. एंड देन यू रियलाइज महीना भी निकल गया और हमारे वो रिजॉल्व ही नहीं मटेरियलाइज हुआ. नो, व्हेनेवर यू हैव अ बकेट लिस्ट, दैट इज़ द टास्क you want to do. And how do you get there? If it's the finances which are concerned, then you work and you become more dedicated just because you've become aware. If you're not even aware, then you go with the flow. If you're aware, if you have targets, and in English there is a saying, stopped using the mic. In English there is a saying, look, it's better, right? When we use, even though I was speaking loudly enough to be audible, but it's with the mic it's better. So it's the same thing. Even though your life might still shape up the same way, but if you got targets, you will end up achieving. If you got 50 things in your bucket list, it is possible that every time you achieve that target, you put a little cross and say, done this. And then maybe plan another bucket list in 10 years. Okay? Because then you doing something, because you're planning. No plans, nothing would materialize. And life would just go on the same way. You're waking up, you're watching Insta Reels, you're just watching TV, lame exercise, and then just eating, going to college, coming back, going off to sleep, because कुछ सोचा ही नहीं. सोचोगे तो करोगे ना. If somebody says मेरा तो dream था to do some social service, then go and join one of these centers where they're doing social work. कितने लोगों ने आज तक social work किया? All right, what kind of social work?
Volunteered in reading campaigns and aspiration building campaigns.
Okay, she's been active in aspiration building campaigns and reading campaigns. Reading what? Books?
We read on self-development and famous personalities like Dr. Inderjeet Singh. He is a leading celebrity from Punjab and Sindh land. So we read about such personalities in a group club.
In a group club. Isn't that wonderful? Maybe you should organize something like that with your teacher's consent as an activity every week, because it's going to make a difference only if you do it every week, because you just don't need to just churn out Ayurvedic doctors. You also need to build them up and make them better, and you don't know in which way they will go and bring laurels to your college. Hanji. Who else? Social service? Hanji. और किसने किया social service? There were 2 hands that went up. Hanji.
I have participated in blood donation camps and I have also participated in cleanliness programs through Nirankari Charitable Foundation.
Very good. Round of applause for both these girls. Anybody else who has done some social work? कितनी गर्ल्स ने सिर्फ डिग्री करके सिर्फ शादी करनी है, कहते उससे पहले डिग्री करनी है. पेरेंट्स ऐसे बोलते हैं. आप नहीं चाहते बट वो ऐसे बोलते हैं. कितने लोगों के पेरेंट्स ऐसे बोलते हैं, बस BAMS कर लो फिर शादी कर देंगे. बताओगे नहीं. I'm very sure for some it is like, how many of you think they're going to make a transition from BAMS doctor to something else after that? Something else you will be doing? No? How many of you will be working in hospitals and how many of you will be having their own clinics? कितने for their own clinics? Own clinics. उच्ची हाथ ऊपर. Okay. You'll all have your own clinics and how many of you will want to work in the hospitals? और बाकियों ने क्या करना है? जिन्होंने कोई हाथ ही नहीं खड़ा किया. चलो, at the end of the day, I would just want you to be sensitive to a few things that I have shared with you, where you will be in a zone where you will get better result from the same task. You know, your input is going to be only colored with empathy, consideration, a little bit of concern, being nice, having good, in a recap, good verbal and non-verbal skills, make eye contact, interact, understand the other person, understand where the person is coming from. It takes just 2 seconds. How many of you feel you're a good judge of character? आपको बंदे को देखते ही पता लग जाता है किस तरह का बंदा है. कितने लोगों को फीलिंग है कि मेरे को बहुत जल्दी पता लग जाता है? हाँ जी, पता लग जाता है. क्या
मैं मतलब किसी की भी बॉडी लैंग्वेज से उसका पता लग जाता है ना. मतलब मेरा बिजनेस बैकग्राउंड है मेरी फैमिली का, तो मतलब मैं तो पहले से बिजनेस में था, तो मतलब हमें क्या ये सिखाते थे कि बंदे को देख के उसको पता लगे उसकी जेब में पैसे हैं कि नहीं है.
अच्छा.
ये मतलब स्टार्टिंग से ऐसा चला.
तो क्या होता है जिसकी जेब में पैसे नहीं होते वो क्या करता है? लिसन टू दिस. नाउ आई वांट टू बी एजुकेटेड.
जैसे कि दिवाली का टाइम आया,
हाँ,
कोई भी फेस्टिवल आया, तो उन्होंने अपना वो करना है कि जैसे कि लेट्स सपोज 500 रुपए की चीज़ है तो वो बोलेंगे 450 लगा लो, आप भी खुश भी हम भी खुश. मतलब वो ऐसे बार्गेन करेंगे, बट वो ऐसे बोल देते हैं कि दिवाली का टाइम है तो हमने भी मतलब फेस्टिवल मनाना है. बट द थिंग इज कि जो
बार्गेनिंग ज़्यादा करते हैं.
और जो एम्प्लॉय उनकी फैमिली में भी तो करना है, मतलब हमने तो देना. वो समझते नहीं इस बात को.
वो नहीं समझते, वो बार्गेनिंग ज़्यादा करते हैं. और आप बंदे को देखते ही जैसे वो बार्गेनिंग करता है फिर पता लगता है ये कितने पानी में है. राइट?
मतलब वो पता लगता था ना क्या कोई चीज़ देखने आया है कि कुछ लेने भी आया कि नहीं आया.
ऑलराइट. सो इनको बहुत जल्दी से पहचाना. और किसको आती है? I like the fact that people are speaking out. You know, that is a confidence building exercise. Eventually you start feeling then this is like, you know, whatever you have to say is also relevant. हाँ जी, आपने finally क्या आपने after listening to what all I have said and shared, तो आपने क्या conclude किया है कि क्या ज़िंदगी में सक्सेसफुल होने के लिए क्या करने से कुछ फ़ायदा ही हो जाएगा? बकेट लिस्ट बनाओ. दैट्स वेरी गुड. प्रायोरिटीज बनानी है. वेरी गुड. व्हाट एल्स? लेट्स डू अ काइंड ऑफ अ फीडबैक थिंग एंड देन वी वाइंड अप. देन आई विल से बाय बाय टू यू एंड यू कैन जस्ट गो एंड हैव योर फूड. 2 बज के.
किसी चीज़ से अटैचमेंट नहीं होनी चाहिए.
ये तो नहीं मैंने कहा. हाँ, इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस बड़ी ज़रूरी है. Not passionate. Compassion. Passionate is something else. Compassionate is something else. Compassion. You know, you have a sensitivity towards other people. What else have you learned? ये आपको फीलिंग आई मेरा लेक्चर सुनने के बाद? ये तो मैंने नहीं कहा कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं करना. हाँ जी. Yeah, you have to calm yourself down in these kind of situations, and you need to do that more in the coming days when you have your exams and all. So you start practicing right away. And this is not even about कि जी आपने कोई मंत्र का जाप करना है या कुछ ही, तो breathing ही करनी है, because a body is like some machine. The better we work on it, the better result it will give. Very important, very important. There's a doctor here and she's got an attendant, and एक दो बार तो मैंने उसको डॉक्टर को भी बोला कि it's not right कि a young girl is calling out patients who are double her age with their first names. It sounds very rude to me.
Be an active listener.
Be a
Active listener.
Be a very active listener. Very active meaning that you're actually watching the other person. ऐसे देख रहे हो उसको. I mean, हाँ जी आओ बैठो and you're looking in the other direction. No. You're watching the person. Like, you're looking at it. You're trying to observe. Understand. Because you're going to get just 5-6 minutes to interact with the other person. Unless आपने 1 घंटा उसका ज़िंदगी का वेरवा लेना. No. You're just going to get 5 minutes to interact. And that is generally the time. The first 20 seconds, 1 minute is when people are judging. What did you think when I entered? What kind of person were you expecting? Hanji?
Educated.
No. I mean, when you learned कोई lecture है इस पे तो आपने किस तरह का lecture expect किया था? जैसा पिछले साल था?
नहीं, जैसे पिछले lectures गए थे।
अभी जो पीछे lectures हैं।
स्माइलिंग फेस से आए थे तो मैंने देख लिया था कि थोड़ा मस्ती भरा सेशन रहेगा।
Wow, she's already judged. She had judged. That's good. I did smile at all of you because I wanted you to feel a little relaxed and not have that stern expression that somebody's calm and God knows what they'll do, because everybody feels a little anxious कि पता नहीं अगले 2 घंटे कैसे निकलने हैं. What else? A feedback. This is just feedback. You're not being judged. You can say ऐसे सोचा था, ऐसे फालतू रहा, कुछ भी बोल सकते हो. It's okay. I don't mind. क्या? Somebody went off to sleep also. कौन सोया था कुछ देर के लिए? Honestly. Let's see if there are very honest people. कौन सोया था? नहीं, मेरे लेक्चर में मेरे अभी सोए थे. एक जना और सोया था, मैंने देखा भी. नहीं बताते ना लोग, सिर्फ दिखता है कि कौन सो रहा है. It's like for a second I was going, और तो नहीं लोग सोने लग गए. Okay, so do you think you gain something in the sense of being sensitized because your teachers organize these lectures? If you don't say yes just for my sake, you can say no, then they won't call me and that's okay. No, generally, I mean, are these the things that you were already aware of, right? Yes?
We thought it to be a communication skills lecture, but it turned out to be a life skills.
Life skills. That's very important. Communication is to make our life better, right? So if you are, as in the years to come, there's something that you remember out of what I said and it helps you, I would feel coming here today was worthwhile. Okay? I don't think you have any questions. If you have any questions related to what I said, you can ask. If you have any questions which are plain curiosity, then also it's okay. ऐसे होता है ना, हटके वाले भी क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, क्यूरियोसिटी बड़ी होती है कि क्या. इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस यू आस्क, एज लॉन्ग एज दे आर नथिंग इनडिसेंट प्लीज.
जैसे आपने हमें लेक्चर दिया, आपको भी दिया था कभी किसी ने?
इस तरह से मुझे लेक्चर टीचर्स ने नहीं दिया, कभी भी नहीं दिया. कुछ चीज़ें आई लर्नड ओवर द इयर्स. आई शेयर्ड अर्लियर ऑन दैट आई हैव स्टडीड इन 14 एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस बिकॉज माई फादर वॉज इन अ ट्रांसफरेबल जॉब. So I went from one school in Punjab to another convent school. Fortunately, in those days, convent schools were considered to be the best schools, and there was some continuity that was there. You keep going from one CBSE to another CBSE to another. So it's like, going from one convent school. I was in Patiala in a convent school, in Bathinda in a convent school, and in different places. Hoshiarpur, Jalandhar, stayed in every place, Gurdaspur. Then in colleging also, I was there in Bathinda, I was in Gurdaspur, I was in Amritsar, and I was in different places. More you have these kind of experiences, the more you understand of yourselves, depending on whether you want to understand anything of yourself. Like I cannot sing, even if my life depended on it. I cannot sing. I have to make peace with certain things. Sometimes we want to do something. I would love if I could sing. That is the realization. I would love if I could sing, but I can't sing. Finished. I cook very well, but I don't want to turn it into a profession. I didn't have it in me. I bake very good cakes. I do a lot of cooking in the kitchen. I do lots of cuisines. I cook really well. And people do tell me that, I should turn it into some kind of, I should start running my own bakery, or I should do this, that. It doesn't come from within. I love educating, and I love teaching, and I love giving advice. And it comes from a very neutral affair. And the affair is only to improve the other person, it's not to criticize the other person. That is why I said, if I correct you, it's okay, because I said you listen to music. The English has to. Don't use myself to introduce yourself. Just say my name is. तो वो मैं आपको सिखा रही हूँ, वो मुझे अच्छा लगता है. So जो मुझे automatically आता है, that has become my career. And it has been a natural transition. Puts no strain on me to be a teacher. एक होता है ना, आप एफर्ट करते हो, यहाँ पे इट्स एफर्टलेस. जैसे वो रैप सिंगर है, वो एफर्टलेसली समथिंग विद इन हिम. एंड अगर 5,000, 5 लाख, 50 लाख का भी अवार्ड हो, आप उस तरह से नहीं गा सकते. ट्रू और फॉल्स? सो दैट इज व्हाई आई सेड मेक अ बकेट लिस्ट. इन द बकेट लिस्ट आर द टास्क्स यू कैन डू. If you want to do this, if you want to learn music, you learn more about yourself. नहीं आता गाना मुझे. आप इंस्ट्रूमेंट सिखाते हो, आप एवरेज इंस्ट्रूमेंट बजाने वाले, तो आपको तसल्ली होगी कि आपको आता है एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट पे 5 गाने बजाने आते हैं. Something you've explored in this life. That's it. So bucket list just means that, nothing else. And the other thing, everybody wants everything. Hanji, anybody else? Anything else? No? Thank you so much. You've been a very kind audience, and I wish you all the success in whatever you wish to do. And I thank all the teachers who sat through the lecture, even though it wasn't meant for them. And I thank Madam Vibhu for inviting me again. Madam Vinu, who has been there. I thought she would go to take her classes, but she's been there, she's been listening to me. Yeah? There is no class because the induction program that is going on. And I thank your principal for giving them the chance to invite me. And I don't think I need thanks. I think we just need to exit from this place. We're pretty late. Don't want to stand between you and your lunch. And I think we should now make a move. Take it. Thank you. Good luck, everyone. No formality.
Sit down, please. अभी बैठ जाइए 5 मिनट के लिए. अभी मैम ने आपको बहुत सारी अच्छी बातें बताई हैं, तो उसमें जो है एक मैम ने बताया था पेशेंट लिसनिंग. ठीक है, तो अभी से आप इम्पेशेंट हो गए जाने के लिए, है ना. हो सकता है अभी 2 बातें और रह गई हों कि नहीं. तो मैं ये कहना चाहूँगी कि आज मैं लेक्चर वर्ड नहीं यूज़ करूँगी, बिकॉज इट वाज एन इंटरेक्शन. ठीक है ना, लेक्चर नहीं था. हम सब ने, मैम ने हमारे साथ इंटरेक्ट किया और आप लोगों को बहुत मज़ा आया ना. मुझे भी बहुत मज़ा आया. तो मैम ने अपने बिजी स्केड्यूल में से हमारे लिए टाइम निकाला और बहुत अच्छी अच्छी बातें बताई हैं, इंटरेक्शन किया हमारे साथ. और हम होप करेंगे कि आगे फ्यूचर में भी मैम हमारे साथ जुड़े रहे. और बीच बीच में मैम जब भी आप कहेंगे हम आपको इनवाइट करेंगे, आपके कहने पे, जब आपके पास टाइम होगा. बिकॉज वी नीड दिस टाइप ऑफ मोटिवेशनल लेक्चर्स ना. तो बाकी तो पढ़ाई की बातें तो होती ही रहनी है 5 साल, वही कुछ करना है आप लोगों ने. तो मैम के साथ हम जुड़े रहेंगे, मैम को बुलाते रहेंगे. और मैं मैम का बहुत बहुत थैंक्स करना चाहती हूँ कि वो यहाँ आए और हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Does somebody need to take a picture or something? मेरे को भी जाके दिखाना है ना कि मैंने
And I would like to add one thing. We are fortunate enough to have ma'am between us. In spite of being so uncomfortable schedule and so discussion in the college, ma'am managed to be here for us. And thank you really, ma'am, for being there for us. Thank you once again.
within half an hour वापस
And within 25 minutes we'll assemble back in the hall, okay, for next lecture. Because again a guest is there from outside. So please manage to be there within 25 minutes fast. Thank you so much.